Welcome back to Humble Pie. I'm your host, Jimmy D. With me.
It's me, Porter.
Yes, I finally have some help in the studio. Thank God. You guys might have seen my money stream. That was, a lot of stress. A lot of hard to turn to, dominate the airspace with comments or words or something, and having to do a solo. And then also wanting to take a drink every once in a while and being like, okay, guys, I need to take a break right now. Some people are like, man, this guy sounds like he's trying to sell me something. I look like one of those used card salesmen. Dude, go over here, go over here, go over here, go over here, go over here.
I think the Hawaiian style shirts don't help that.
Yeah, right. Kinetic, Google Nut, and Nitsimul, thank you very much for joining us. Congratulations, you guys are in the line for the drawing that will be given away at the end of the stream.
2 packs. Will we finally get a hit?
Well, we did finally get a hit.
Oh, we did on Monday?
Yes, we got a secret rare hit. We finally got one.
What was it? The
Sabo secret. Yep, Sabo secret rare.
I mean, that one's going on the up and up with the koala reveal. It's seeing playing Lucci again.
Yeah, that was actually from a first-time winner on the channel who's been a regular follower of this. I can't remember if this is the person I met personally. Hey, Google Nut,
thank you so much for the subscription.
Thank you. All right. 12 months so far. Well done. All right. Appreciate it. That's awesome. Just keep it up with it. Does that mean we've been doing this for 12 months now? Wow. Time flies.
It's been about that much. I mean, it was like...
Is this a 1 year anniversary? I thought it was June.
Yeah, no. For me, I think it was either like late May or June.
Yeah. Man, time has been flying. Congratulations, we're at a 1 year anniversary.
Yeah, I mean, you were doing it with Low Pound Cake for quite a while before I had to sub in for him once, so...
Oh, Google Nut with I love this game. Same. Absolutely love this
Fantastic game.
Thank you. Happy 1 year anniversary to us. I should have put like a calendar on here to be like, ooh, I've been streaming for a year. We've come a long way from like 3 people.
Like, and exactly a year, but
it's probably sometimes this month. Like, I got to do some research to find out when my first video was, because a 12-month subscription means that we've been live for 12. You can't.
You were doing Magic for quite a while before this.
Well, I think it was just last year, because there was personal time to let everybody know what's going on, and hopefully I won't have to repeat this story at any point. But so my dad had passed away in February of the year last year, and sadly enough, that was the kick in the butt that I needed to realize that I had been dreaming about going streaming, dreaming about doing this content, and dreaming about like just making something of myself to really put forth these skills that I have where I play these TCGs and put them into this channel. Because in 2016, I had the dream. I want to follow it. I want to do it. But I didn't have a kick in the butt. And last year, sadly, I lost my father in February. And I was like, well, I argued with him through and through to keep doing stuff, to keep active, to stay active within his own community, because the thing that I noticed up against retirees that happens to a lot of people is a statistical actual understanding that when you stop working and you stop finding purpose in your life, you end up just passing away. You're giving up on too much of yourself. Your body can't take the excess stress of just no longer having a purpose. It doesn't mean that your job is your only purpose, but a lot of people find purpose through their job and then don't find purpose outside. So I tried encouraging him to find purpose outside. Go get involved in programs, start getting involved with other things. And as he tried in the beginning to get involved in these programs, it started to dwindle. He decided to do less and less. And towards the sad end of his life, he'd actually gotten less and less involved with the community. And personally, I believe he'd lost his purpose. I love my dad dearly, but I want you guys to take that to heart, that when you start valuing your life and what you're providing for society or what you're doing for your own self, you lose a lot of yourself, and it can get to the point where you can pass away like my father did. And that was the kick in the butt. That was it. That was me going, okay guys, I need to do something. I need to stop saying I'm going to do something and start doing something, because I'm telling my father every year, please get back and active, please keep doing stuff, keep being part of something, make your life meaningful. And he wasn't. And then I hear, and I'm working, I'm doing my thing, but all I'm doing is working. It's like, I play the TCGs for fun, it's a nice little hobby, but I wanted to make the TCGs something to stand for, guys. Something that I really wanted to bring back to the community. And that was my give back. This is why I give away packs. This is why when you guys are in the community, I'm always giving you stuff, right? I always want people to get the cards that they want. I've always been my community, the people that I build, the people like you out there watching this channel. This was my opportunity to give back to you and be that and create that community that I wanted for you. And that it isn't just for me, but it's also for you guys, and it's been the motif from since day one. I don't know how many times I'm probably gonna tell the story. So you guys, the 7 viewers that have to be out there, you guys are gonna know that this was my kick in the butt to start doing stuff. And now a year later, we have close to 500 subscribers. We have close to Jay Whistle. Good to see you. Thank you. Appreciate the exclamation point. We're growing on YouTube. We're close to being monetized on YouTube on 2 different channels. We're very close to getting monetized in some other social media events that we're growing into. The event started for us working in a corner with a makeshift curtain I bought from Walmart just to try and get the right lighting for this corner seating, which was very awkward and uncomfortable, to what is now this amazing studio at Lifelink Games, where we have this awesome setup that blows people away when they come to see it. Like, did you play during the curtains phases?
I was like very tail end of that. I don't think you ever really did it for One Piece much.
No, because we were still doing the Magic stuff at that point, and then I was like, I gotta kick it off into something else. I gotta showcase a lot of the other TCGs, and our One Piece community was insane. It was like 16, 20 people in a small store at the time. Now we're much bigger, and our community is much bigger. But you guys had like the dominating presence at Lifelink Games at the time, so it was like, okay.
I mean, I was there when One Piece Night was called Bandai Card Games Night,
right.
And then. I mean, I think we've seen a bit of a resurgence in other Bandai card games, but like One Piece was dominating for so long.
Right? I mean, we have Gundam coming up here, which seems to be super hot, super liked. Union Arena's been growing a lot of interest. This last set kicked off a lot of interest. A lot of people surprisingly liked SAO, which is, when I say surprising, I mean because the community seems so divided. Like, it's either you absolutely love it or you absolutely hate it. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I hate Power Fantasies and I hate Kirito because he's too overpowered and they're going away from what they could have done. And then some people are like, man, this is really thoughtful and deep. And I love Power Fantasies. I love my characters like this.
What was thoughtful about SAO?
I'd say that the first season, a lot of people were just, it was a new concept of the death, like you could die in a video game. Like you got into this new world where all of us, I think, honestly, if you guys play like Shangri-La, Frontier, or watch them, sorry, but if you guys seen the games for that, that's kind of like where we see the future of gaming going, where you're going to be in the visual headsets and you're going to feel like you're immersed in the world. And yeah, the season 1 was good, but after that, yeah, I agree with you, it's some more. It kind of went downhill because it got kind of campy.
The second the incest showed up, it kind of went all the way downhill.
Right. They introduced, I think it poorly introduced a couple ideas that they didn't deliver well. I think it was for shock and awe more than for storytelling. So there's still, though, people that are just diehards because the concept of it back in the time, it was very just like something we hadn't seen before. It was very new, very something we wish and desire for. I mean, that's the feeling. Personally, season 1 reminds me of all of Shangri-La. Like, I watch, if you haven't seen, have you seen Shangri-La?
I have not.
Okay, I seriously recommend that anime. You guys, it's a constantly running series. Really great animation, really good voice acting, and really great story where the people live in the video game and they're not trapped in it, but they play in the video game, and you get to see some of the mechanics and stuff that I hope that eventually some of our game designers can actually implement, because I think the concept of it really just needs a person who has the heart to put together a good story the way that they did. With evolving technology, the way that AI has been developing, I mean, we've seen a lot of really cool stuff for the smarter AI, like the Nemesis programs, if we can ever get access to it. The people that do have access, you're sitting on a good program right now. But you can introduce those things where you can interact with AIs and have some fun in this immersive world, and sort of like the D&D game, the Battle for Baldur's Gate did, right? That was next level, and it took a smaller team, small amount of money, great heart and strive to deliver a phenomenal story. That's why I think personally it was one of the best-selling games, and I can't remember if it made Game of the Year, but it should have. It was.
I think it probably did. I never played Baldur's Gate personally. As someone who is fortunate enough to have access to like constant tabletop groups, I just don't see the charm of like playing it virtually when I can actually be present with people. Like, call me a bit old-fashioned, but like I prefer being able to sit around with people and mess around in TTRPGs like that. But I definitely see the appeal, especially like if you either don't have a group near you or you're like a forever GM and you actually want to play.
Absolutely,
that's fair enough.
Yeah, and we got some comments out here on YouTube. It looks like Variable, what's going on? Got a whole lot, man. Good to see you. Appreciate you joining, and congratulations for being on the leaderboard. And Adeo, AO picks nothing here. AO picks nothing. Well, I'm trying to translate Spanish here because it was AO Pete Nada Ainda. I spoke a little bit of Spanish back in the day. I was going to be a linguist, but I'm not sure what that was supposed to mean, Adeo. I'm sorry. But thank you, a Spanish speaker coming into the audience here. Who is the man in the relationship? Neither of us. Neither of us.
We are both man-children.
Yes, very, very much. No ring, no nothing here. So, Adeo, unfortunately, just TCG players, single, and living the life and the high life, if you will, with that one. But neither of us in a relationship. Thanks for asking, though. It's not singles awareness yet. I think it just passed back in February, but it's nice to revisit it here in April, now May. By the way, May, that's a big month for a Star Wars fan. Did you know what's coming up?
The crappy pun holiday.
May the 4th be with you indeed, and on Sunday. Guys, we have a really cool thing, the last minute get together for some of the TCG for Star Wars, kicking off this Sunday at Lifeline Games, if you guys want to check it out. In kind of like theme with the May the 4th, because I know that there will be a bunch of Star Wars themed stuff at Lifeline Games, and it's coming up this Sunday, which I believe, good night for good. Huh? Alright, Adeo, I'm sorry, good night. I appreciate you joining us. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's some lost translation here. Good night for good.
I don't know.
All right. But thank you for coming into the chat. We are giving away packs, though, so if you want to be in line for that, tune in the end. I'll try to see if I can DM you. But thank you for the chat. So, yeah, we have May the 4th coming up here, guys, this Sunday. Check it out. It's going to be pretty fantastic for a lot of those Star Wars fans that want to see maybe a TCG kickoff, because we do have some awesome presence and a good amount of community for this. But with that, I think we have some other news we're going to get into. A lot of stuff One Piece related today. Got things revealed. I'm sure you guys are tracking the Discord. If not, I'll give you guys a link to the Discord here after we go over it, because we got a lot to show you. Also, we got the new set coming out next week, EBO2, coming in to Lifelink and to everybody. This means the green-purple leader is finally going to be in the format, and it's going to be what is perceived to be a menace until we get access to OP11, where it's going to be a menace
Blue
alongside.
purple.
Yeah, with another Luffy leader that's going to be pretty outstanding.
Oh, well, welcome to Luffy land,
Yeah,
people.
right. I think I'll be playing red purple Luffy just to be in tandem with a 6,000 power leader.
He doesn't want to feel left out.
Yeah, right. I want my Luffy leader. I want my 6K power leader. Hey guys, all right. So before we do, don't forget, hit that exclamation point. Join here for one of these 2 free packs. So we're getting away at this end of the stream. Thank you very much. All right, we had 1 hit. That's a secret rare. That's usually the lowest of the hits, the rarity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that means.
I mean, if it was the ace, it would be honestly probably one of the better hits we could have gotten.
Okay.
The ace is still like $30.
It almost says EBO2 is rather underwhelming in his opinion.
Yeah, like it is mainly green, purple Luffy and the support cards for that, and then like a couple of solid legacy support cards, and now I'll get some crazy stuff in it, but it is a pretty underwhelming set, especially in comparison to EBO1.
Right. So, honestly, though, don't forget the impact that EBO1 had over the late meta. A lot of people were really regretting they didn't get into it while they could, because the Bonclaves were just absolutely necessary for a lot of decks. The 2020 Chopper became a must-have and staple for a lot of different fun decks.
For animal decks.
Animal decks, yeah.
You're just saying that because it's a deck that plays 30 different copies of EBO or of Chopper.
Yeah, but it doesn't stand like I'm wrong. It was a high demand card that went up in value.
I mean, yeah, no, I think part of EBO1 was crazy. The legacy support cards in EBO1, like, that set was absolutely ridiculous, and EBO2 is definitely nowhere near as, like, crazy in terms of what we're getting compared to EBO1.
I want you guys to try and go mentally back in there, because I came into, actually last year, at EBO1, that's when I started covering for you guys on this game. I started giving away free cards. Bonclave was the only thing anybody gave any rats about. That whole set was dirt cheap. I gave away a pack, and like the only thing worth is Monclave. That thing was going for like 20, $30 at bust, and it was the only thing you can get in the set that was get your money back outside the manga, of course, which you can always get your money back. You guys did have a whole lot of hype on it. Now we're looking back, and there always seems to be someone saying, "Hey, man, I don't have any of that EV stuff. You got some of the."
I mean, I would like to push back. Flampe was always hyped.
Okay.
That was a always hyped card. Kid Killer was hyped a lot.
Okay. And I mean, yeah, it did really well for the purple decks. So you're talking about or Kid Killer. I'm sorry, is the 4 cost, but that one kind of like was hyped in the beginning and then just kind of died out on its own. But
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of been crept at this point.
Yeah, I still think it's a good card. It's a nice little 4
solid.
cost. Yeah, 5 cost or 5K rusher on 4 that can be a 7K if your opponent's life is low enough. Really greater end game card than it is an early game card, but definitely a solid card.
Right, and people were hyping Cavendish for things like Red Green Law, and Bonnie was right around the corner as well. So
Yeah, I remember playing in there, and you guys weren't that hyped about EBO1. And then once it sold out, which by the way, the reason we're going to bring this up here is that this is going to be it for you guys. Like that's this EBO1. We're going to get this wave. We never saw another wave of EBO2. And as far as it looks for printing, Insider Source, everything's in short print. We got seriously shafted, especially compared to what we get. I think we're going to get 30 boxes in total with no promise or any indication that there's going to be a reprint for this. So this is going to be your only shot at EBO2. While it feels like underwhelming now, don't get caught off guard in the future here if some of the cards seem to be definitely worth your value. I think this is definitely worth at least a booster box buy if you can afford it and it's within your means.
I remember that during launch, the Brook from EBO1 was like $3, and I was able to pick up a playset because I needed them for Garp.
Yeah, Variable wants to know, was it Cavendish in EBO1?
Cavendish was EBO1.
And Dark Knight, what championship? The championship we're getting into, Championship Series at Lifelink Games. Thank you for joining the chat, Dark Knight. The Championship Series is a thing that the Lifelink Games throws on for their One Piece community. It's an 8-week tournament event where we get all the players play for the top prize in the top 16. The first place person comes out with a MVP prize, which is usually something tailored to them. It's been alternate leaders, huge SPs, big products that are out of stock or out of sale. Anything that's been tailored to the person that they really enjoy or something they want. It's usually been around $100, $150 value just for getting first place. And the rest of it is going to be a play for a medal that recognizes that you were the championship for the series, and
Store credit.
Store credit. We got some amazing. It's just a really nice thing to bring some extra competition since the Bondi tournaments seem to be so rare and far between. It takes us we had that awesome 32 shot store tournament.
Yeah, like the store championships, they only are it's like 1 or 2 a year.
Yeah. So you like Bondi gives us 2 opportunities to throw a big tournament, but our players want something else to play for. So this is our opportunity to give back to community. So it's a unique at Lifelink Games Championship Series that we host 3 quarters out of the year. The 4th quarter being the October to December, we don't cover anything because it's too crazy with holidays. There's not enough there. So we just play some for fun.
Was it? I thought it was just December that we didn't really do anything.
We finished up everything in October because of the way that we started off in the season, and now we're just because of the way that we're working the 8 weeks, we figured mathematically just those 3 months we'll play for fun, we'll do stuff, we'll have some crazy tournaments and crazy stuff for people, but we're not going to do anything that's this dedicated and this involved during those months because it's just there's just too many holidays, too many people not showing up.
People have lives.
Exactly. It's the holiday season. We'll always do stuff to give you a place to come, but it's just honestly it's harder because people are out of town. So another question from Itzable, not to mention Cavendish. Okay, yeah. He brought up Rook Laboon. Laboon still retaining value.
Is Laboon still up there? I thought it kind of crashed after OP10. And Blackbeard, a lot of Blackbeards cut it. I know it's the mole still plays it.
Yeah, they're still seeing some play, and it's still get out there. And that thing was literally one of the cheapest alt arts you can get back in the set.
Yeah, no, I mean it was just one of the cheapest cards in the set in general because until Blackbeard, it was a terrible card.
And this is exactly what I'm talking about, guys. There's going to be some sleepers in here. We're going to go over the list and show you guys what we think you're the ones you should be looking at. Obviously, from things that we know for a fact because we've seen them see play. But we'll get into that list of cards, showcase with that, and I still highly recommend don't sleep on this set, guys. The values of some of these cards might be very little with a high return. Give us 6 months past this point, and when after the set releases.
Still $20. Ooh,
Yeah,
that's rough.
it's pretty awesome in my opinion. Alrighty, guys, let's
For
get
base rarity, that sucks.
yeah. Let's get into the news, shall we? All right, so Lifelink Games, this is the store, this is the place, this is where all the magic happens, and this is where all the events are taking place for you guys. Give a shout out every single time we go live. I want to give this because he's the one that made this all possible for me to host these games and put this stuff on live for you so you guys can see these amazing card players and amazing decks get showcased in what a Pro Tour-S type of format. So yes, we are all in on this Final Fantasy set, guys. It is we're going to keep advertising this until it happens the week of this week in June. Let's see what that date starts with here. It's my birthday week. But this date in June right here, yeah, the 2nd through the 6th, I will be taking off this time frame just in time so I can play some Final Fantasy games. So during the day, I'll be playing here, streaming on the Final Fantasy channels, all the really cool Final Fantasy games, 6 and 7, 3 if you guys saw the cover, but purists know it's 6. So 6 and 7 because they're actually part of the game itself. I'll be playing both of those, if not more. I want to get into some of the really cool side games with Vincent.
All this fanfare for the Kingdom Hearts spinoff.
What? This came out before Kingdom Hearts did.
I know, I'm joking.
That's horrible.
I know, I'm saying inflammatory things to mess with you.
You can't get under my skin, man. I liked it. I even have a box opening I did for the Final Fantasy actual TCG itself. This one is not Final Fantasy for the TCG. This one. It's Final Fantasy.
For the Fortnite card game.
Yeah. For the Fortnite card game, Magic the Gathering. So they're going to be going all out. This is probably a really big set, the biggest selling according to Wizards of the Coast, by far. Also the most expensive set that's coming out here. But we're going to be doing a huge box opening throughout the week. I'm going to be giving out free packs from the box I'm buying just for all of you viewers to enjoy, so we can get a fresh look at it and see these really cool cards while I get to play video games for the first time in years, because I never have time to play these kind of games anymore. But on the 6th at midnight, this basically it's the 5th. On midnight of the 5th, which is technically the 6th, we're going to be going live, opening up boxes, opening up packs, possibly have a sealed event, and that night, if people were so daring, but we're probably going to be live for about 1 to 2 hours that night, just releasing some really cool stuff to you guys. Can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. We also have the sealed pre-release the following day, or later that day, because it is at midnight, 6:30. And then the following weekend, we have a draft night. We always do midnight drafts there. And this one seems to be always one that fires because it's a brand new sealed event. And then we have, of course, sealed on the 2 on the 7th. That is the Saturday. And 1 on Sunday on the 8th. So, awesome time. Guys, tune in. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to be doing a lot of Final Fantasy stuff during the day. And, of course, the regular scheduled stuff in the afternoon.
You have to put a deposit to be on the waiting list for Final Fantasy?
Right now, yes, because we don't know how many people are going to show up. It usually sells out pretty fast. But now that we have room for about 100 plus people, I don't know. We'll find out how many people end up taking up those seats. And how many kits we get too, because we only get allocated so many. We're limited by whatever they ship us, and we're trying to get as many of those kits as possible. So if you guys haven't yet, definitely sign in if you guys are interested. So. This is also for product. This is a $5 waiting list. This one right here, is that what you're referring to?
Yeah.
This is for product, because we don't know how much we're going to get allocated. So the $5 deposit is to lock in for some boxes.
Okay.
The content, to make sure that you get rights to it, because we don't know how much we're going to get allocated. We're also the cheapest in town when it comes to this thing. I think we're selling it at $30, $40 underneath what everybody else is selling it for online. So the cheapest way you can get it is going to be through our store.
Yeah, because Lifelink really likes fighting those scalpers, and we are grateful for it.
Yeah. One of the biggest themes here at Lifelink Games is fighting the scalpers, guys. We want to make sure that you're getting the product at the price that you should be getting it at the price that the producer has determined should be the price. So nothing that annoys us more than people that come in and buy our product and resell it, or selling astronomically priced cards, or priced for these cards when the game is supposed to be affordable for everybody. Like, there's a reason that One Piece charges what they do. It's not because they can get away with it. It's because that's the price point they think would get the most amount of people into it. And I think $100 is a fair price for a booster box, personally. It's always been kind of like the accepted booster box price.
I mean, isn't One Piece boxes like 120.
About 110, 15 now with the certain shippings and requirements, but it's still it's in the middle of
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I know other places charge like 150 for them. So.
Oh yeah, and $200 for some of them.
Yeah.
It gets absolutely ridiculous. It did start off when I got into it. It was around $100, $105 per booster box, and it's been slowly creeping up a little bit. But that's based on, again, the math they've done to what is affordable for people, and what is enough to bring some value back in the game. Whereas you see, maybe even on like these Final Fantasy games, $200 just for a booster box for a standard legal set. Right? I think that's just a little bit too pricey for people. We're gonna find out. I think the whales are gonna be there, but I think it's gonna outprice a lot of people. The greed's getting a little ridiculous in some of them. And then you have the other card games like $80 for Union Arena booster boxes, or $80 for the Dragon Ball Fusion World.
Right. I mean, $80. I remember that's usually what Yu-Gi-Oh booster boxes go for.
Mm-hmm. So 80 to 100 seems to be like the common place for a fair price for a booster box of cards here. All right, going back into the news, Championship Series, Season 4, Week 2 already is kicking off. We already got this one done in the books. We're going to be covering it live after we do a brief game for fun match that you and Mark decided to put up for me. I really appreciate you guys dedicating the time. And then from there, we're going to go into the 3 rounds, best of 1. Blink and you miss it, guys. Give me some quick gameplay coming up here to find out who is going to be in our top for the new leaderboard. Wednesdays, of course, we have the Flesh and Blood Armory. This is for the people that have been, hey, when are you going live? When are you going live? Well, Flesh and Blood is every Wednesday. We'll do some bigger events when we get them. I think Flesh and Blood's another one of those TCGs that doesn't have enough big events to go around. Like Magic has 3 a quarter. We get 3 big RCQs, right? One Piece.
Like, that are able to be hosted by stores?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Whereas, like we said, there's only 2 per year for One Piece, and we don't even know.
That's generous for One Piece.
Yeah, right?
That store championship might be the only one we get, but we're also going to be getting those like store v store battles and stuff soon. So
yes, looking forward to seeing that in its fruition. Absolutely, yeah. But I mean, the Union Arena doesn't have anything. Fusion World is still working on its space for competition. I don't know what they're doing for Digimon, but I like the big tournaments. The Pro Tour qualifier was really nice. I think there should be some smaller fun events that you can do for big prizing for card games, and Flesh and Blood definitely has the room for it. Standard Showdowns, of course, we're giving out the promos for the Snakeskin Veil right now. Great hot card. Only 2 of them given away. We got a bunch more to give away if you show up on Wednesdays to the Standard Showdown. Book Club just took off this last week. Great time for all those people that really enjoy reading some books and want to talk about them. These are bi-weekly events. Don't forget to tune in if you are just bring it in. And sometimes a lot of people like to bring the respective others that like reading books while they play card games. So a nice little twofer. Commander Knight is...
We play card games. We don't need to read.
I wish we would start reading more, right? Magic the Gathering Commander Night is tonight, and welcome, Lifelink. I hope you guys are out there and having a good time. Commander Night kicking off tonight. Everybody having a good time. Blitz format every Thursday as well, so if you guys are enjoying the Blitz content, there you go. We have Friday Night Magic. This one's going to be modern because this Saturday coming up, we have our modern 2-slot format championship qualifier. Now, I do want to preface for those that might be attending here, the Fauna Shaman, really good card, great card. We're not going to get this stuff yet. So we have an old kit for pins and whatnot, and we're going to be handing those things out. If you want to exchange your pin at a later date, you can exchange your pin, because right now the Star City Games unfortunately did not get us our product in time for the tournament. So we're waiting for that delivery. When it comes in, you can exchange the other pin if you'd like to for this Ugin pin that you get, and of course some of the prize cards that will be given away as soon as we get the kits in here. If you want to wait, that's fine if you're local. If not, and you just need to get something for your attendance in top 8, we'll give you what we have. Sorry about that, and see if this will be a nice little compromise. I do apologize to players that are coming out for these particular cards, because we won't get them until next week. Of course, on Friday nights we have Pokemon League Night. We stream it live every single Friday and give away free packs. Some really good ones too. This Saturday, also at 6 o'clock, Spring Flourishing. This is a one-time only event. They're going to be giving away the promos from the Dungeons & Dragon movie set, remastered in the Magic the Gathering character lore. So all these characters are now MTG lore specific, no longer part of the D&D movie screen. But all these cards came in that secret layer that was a D&D movie secret layer that they had. So this one directly from the movie. It's really funny the way that they did this one with the exhaust, because the thing had gotten so fat it can't fly very well. So you have to exhaust this to get it flying, and it's just, it doesn't matter what the keyword is. It's just really funny that was the like in the movie it couldn't fly because it got too big, and they're like, okay, if you want this thing to fly, then it has to exhaust itself. Lore accurate cards, love it. We have Arcasia Island coming up on May 18th. The Island Championship for Lorcana. Mark your calendars if you want to do this. If we get no showing, we're going to go live in the studio all day for this Lorcana tournament. So if you haven't registered yet,
you
please
have a
do.
message from Daddy Lifelink.
Hit that page and refresh. Oh. Hit that page and refresh. What are we doing here? What am I looking at? May 3rd. That was still May 3rd, right?
I don't know.
Spilling Force.
Looks like we have the release,
Release event. Yes, thank you. Daddy Lifelink put it in last minute here. Great time. An EBO 2 event has been added. Guys, we're going to get into the cards here in just a minute and show. And hello, everybody. Lonely, good to see you. This is the event May 9th, 2025 release date for all these new cards. $35 entry and $160, of course, if you want to get yourself a booster box, right? Yeah, each player can purchase a booster box with entry, optional. So this is your opportunity to get one of these booster boxes. Like we said, we got little short printed, guys. So if you get a booster box this night, it'll probably be the only time we're going to be able to sell it in the store. If you after this, it's going to be scalpers, guys. It's the only people that apparently can get product anymore. This is our ability to get you into the event. It is going to be rainbow leaders only. Thank you, locking it. No Sanji nonsense. And all the sweaters saying, oh, we got to bring our Sanji. No, everyone, fair format. Let's play with the new cards. Let's see what the new stuff we got. Can't wait. Prizing for all players who enter. And this is your opportunity, guys. This is going to be it. I guarantee you, within 90% confidence, we will be sold out of this set this night. Most sets, we get twice or 3 times this, and we're sold out by Saturday. This is a small amount of allocation that they've given us, so expect this to sell out real quick. And I definitely recommend getting in line here, because we're not going to be doing any case sales with this. We're just going to be doing some booster boxes to get as many people an opportunity to get this in their hands as possible. But thank you very much, Daddy Lifelink, for the update. Guys, check this out, the release event, May 9th. That is exactly 8 days away, a week from tomorrow. Gonna be fun. You coming?
Should be.
Yeah, baby. Let's go. All right, I think we've hit everything else for the events coming into Lifelink for the next week and the next couple weeks. Let's get into EBO2. All right, starting off with number 1 pick here for our, of course, look out for the Alt-Art leader, Monkey D. Luffy.
That's the base art.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Oh,
There's,
yeah. Honestly,
real
I thought
pretty.
that was a red one. That's gorgeous.
Real pretty art.
Yeah, this is going to be a definite chase card with a limited print run, limited printing for access to get these cards.
I think it's like 1 per case for the alt leader.
Mm-hmm. This is going to be something you definitely want to get your hands on, because after this thing gets out of print, we didn't see one for EBO 1. We didn't see it. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen for EBO 2. Just, we didn't see it. So the only thing we had to base on is history, meaning that this will be your only chance and opportunity to get what is arguably one of the more competitive leaders in the upcoming sets. Yeah. 1 of 2 at least. And then, because out of this set, this is the leader.
I mean, there are other leaders that definitely can compete, but this is by far the best one.
Mm-hmm. And what does this thing do?
So, activate main once per turn, Dawn -2. If you only have Straw Hat characters on your board, restand 2 Dawn, then this leader gains plus 1,000 power to the end of your opponent's next turn.
That's pretty good.
It's really good.
It's pretty good.
Especially when you pair it with another card that people should be on the lookout for. This Sanji Pudding and the Alt-Art.
I've seen this one quite a bit. Yeah, the Alt-Art.
So,
Go ahead.
when 2 or more Dawn cards are returned from your Dawn deck, you get to add a Dawn as active, and if you have fewer Dawn than your opponent, draw a card on play.
So it is. Wow. Okay, nice. Yeah, so it works. This one works pretty well with the black purple, doesn't it?
Personally, I would not play it in black purple because it's a bit too reliant on other things. Whereas with green purple lets you just immediately proc that effect with leader, but with black purple, the fact that you can't proc it with a leader is, and you're relying on other cards to combo with it. The turns you would usually be playing this, you'd rather be playing other things.
Okay, that's fair. Oh, that's good analysis. I like that. Because and one of the things I want to note here is your turn, so you can't Gum Gum Giant to activate this.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're trying to balance it around that. Gum Gum Giant's already broken enough as is.
Right? Can you imagine just getting one of the Dawn back on top of that? It wouldn't be appropriate for this card anyways. Sanji and Pudding. I don't think Gum Gum Giant was actually played even in this series. So, but I'm glad that they locked us to your turn. Something you want to be very, very specific, you non-readers. This is your turn. Don't try to play this and get an extra value out of your Gum Gum Giant.
And this does stack with multiple of them, which is what this really lets you do super well with that leader.
Mm-hmm. I'm calling out because it's Tony Chopper.
This card's terrible.
I love this card. 3,000 power, 3 cost. Another cool Animal Kingdom card here. Dawn times 2 opponent's turn. Active. This character gains plus 2,000 power. Nice. So I got a 5k on my opponent's turn. Well, it's technically 7k. So it's a 7k on my opponent's turn.
No, because the Dawn's only going to be during your turn.
Okay, I'm sorry. So it's 5k and 5k. On play, your leader has a Straw Hat type. Give up to 1 Rested Dawn to your leader
So it's
and 1 to your
okay
characters.
for Gear 5 Luffy, but like the red one, but it's not fantastic.
It is literally summonable by both Tony Choppers, which is something you can't say that most of them can fit because the 3 cost 4,000 power one can't bring this one into field.
It's an okay name.
It's Tony Chopper. I like it. And it's a nice little 1k, so it has at least some kind of utility to it. I mean, so a lot of my Tony Choppers don't have counter. That's the problem.
I feel like there's another card that helps the red-green Chopper deck out a lot more in this set that...
Karu?
Nope.
Oh.
It's in green.
Oh, it's in green. Oh.
Yeah, the Chopper Man.
The what? The Chopper Man? 5 cost, 6,000 power. Also treat this name as Tony Chopper, according to the rules. On play, up to 1 of your animal type kingdom cards with a cost of 3 or less from your hand. Hey, nice. So it just plays out another one on play. So I could, and this is 3 cost or less, so I can actually unplay this to bring out the other 5,000 attack themed one to bring out another one. So I can bring out 3 Tony Choppers. 4 to, oh, you're right. Because if I get lucky enough off the top, I could technically bring in 4 Tony Choppers on 1 turn.
Okay, but still not very strong because you're having to play the worst red-green leader. This Nami is going to be great, especially for green-purple. Just Straw Hat Searcher in green, very strong. The Zoro going to be good for that. Also green-purple. If your opponent has 2 or more characters, this can attack characters the turn it's played. And if your leader is Straw Hat, tap 4 or less, solid. We have this Vivi, which I think is going to be a fairly decent card going forward. On play, if your leader is multicolored and you have 5 or less cards in hand, draw 2.
Oh,
so it's kind of like Sanji's Peel Off with counter. Very strong.
Yeah.
Only works in multicolor decks, but is going to be a very solid card.
Well, I think that they did that intentionally.
Yeah, no, obviously. We have this Sengoku. This is going to be very strong for black decks that run a Navy package, especially now that Gecko's banned.
Yeah.
When Gecko was legal, in the East, this was not worth playing in my opinion, but now that Gecko's gone, this is actually worth playing. It's a blocker, 7 cost, 7,000 power, 1k counter. On play, bring back a black Navy character from your trash with a cost of 4 or less as rested.
I need to relook at the Kobe deck I'm building, but I'm pretty sure it's a good fit for my Kobe.
No.
No? Because it's Navy?
No, because
it's not
it's
sword?
black Navy. You're going to be playing a lot of red Navy cards.
Okay.
And it comes in as rested, so you're not going to get your leader effect off.
Oh. Okay. Well, never mind. Oh, worth a shot. Thank you, though.
We have this Enel, which is going to be crazy for, well, you guessed it, Enel. If your leader has Sky Island, this game's Rush. And on attack, trash a card from your hand. If you have 1 or less life cards, heal a card, then this gains plus 1,000 power.
Nice. Nice. A 12,000 attack now. I love it. It is every Enel player's dream finally come true. They're going to be able to have a new card for their deck, which has always been a card in tournaments, just like Nami, guys. Like, Enel players just never give up.
Right. And we also have this Sanji, which would be solid for Enel. It's blocker and on play if you have 2 or less life. Draw 2, trash 1.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That could be also good in Enel, because you want to get 1 life.
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
And then we have this Luffy. which is also the
Another
manga.
manga Luffy?
Yep. Just wait till next set where we get another manga Luffy.
What? I can't wait.
So, first off, if your leader is multicolored and your opponent has 5 or more Dawn cards, this gains Rush.
Mm-hmm.
Very powerful.
Right.
And on attack, return 2 of your active Dawn cards from your Dawn deck active. Make sure you're aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
Set this character as active, then add add the top card of your life to your hand. So you attack. It has Rush. You attack with it. It restands itself. It attacks again.
Wow. Okay.
It's like a mini 9-cost Zoro with Rush. This card is broken.
That is nuts.
Yeah, this is the reason why Green Purple is so strong.
Yeah, I can see
Especially
why.
when Green Purple can restand the 2 active to get that condition across.
Man, and with such a short printing and this being a secret rare, yeah, this is probably going to be the money card of the set.
Oh, this is
for
100%
sure.
the
Not
money card.
obviously this, but I mean thinking this way in this format.
Oh no, this card's crazy. So this is also great in black purple because this basically turns that return to active to just tap 1 Dawn.
Mm-hmm. And I'm really happy that you really pointed that out and make sure that other players out there realize what he's saying. You cannot return Rest of Dawn, which is what most people do. You have to return after Dawn. I'm really glad you highlighted that. It's important because you as a new player out there, you want to make sure no one's cheating. Don't let them put back the 6 they used to cast them. This
Right.
has to be an
This
8,
card is already strong enough as it is.
right? If they're on their 8 Dawn turn or the 9 Dawn turn,
Or their 10 Dawn turn.
or 10, yeah, then they can get this ability.
Or
active.
6 Dawn if it's green purple.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, because okay.
Yeah, that's the main combo with green purple is also pairing this with Sanji and Pudding's crazy.
Ability. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, this is the card for the set.
Looking forward to this. You guys said this wasn't nothing. What is with the alt arts here? Is this
So
Greek
these
Nova?
are special foils of base arts of leaders, which I'm actually really
What?
looking forward to.
That's cool. I didn't even know they
Yeah,
were this.
because some of the arts for the base arts, in my opinion, are better than the alt arts. Personally, I think the Ploofy one, if you scroll up a bit, right there, I think this is the best art for Ploofy, and I'm glad that we're finally getting a hollow print of it.
Nice. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Beautiful. Got to get my dragon.
And there's a chopper too.
Tony Chopper. Hopefully this one goes low price so I can buy a bunch of these things. I
No
need to
one's
play.
gonna want it, so I think-
Exactly. I got it. I need to place that, guys. I need to place that this league.
how much is the alt chopper from 8 going for? It's one of the lowest valued alt arts from 8, isn't it?
From oh yeah. It's not. It's for the cheap.
Yeah, like
EB01 though, choppers are really expensive now. They're like 40 plus.
yeah, because that was EBO1, and that's not the leader from 8.
Yeah, but the leader itself, yes, it's going pretty cheap. So, all right, guys, I need this one. I need a playset. That means 4 copies.
Playset of a leader.
Yeah.
Playset of a leader is 1.
It's 4. It's 4 copies. I need it for all angles so I can put you in the 4th dimension of 2020 Chopper. I don't think you understand. My leader will be 4-dimensional. I will have a 4D 2020 Chopper.
You're gonna create a tesseract out of these?
Yes. Yes.
I don't think that is physically possible.
Yet. Stay tuned. Technology is coming along my way. I'm going to work
Look,
with...
if you want to talk with like astrophysicists and like quantum physicists
Yeah.
about how to create a 4D object in a 3-dimensional world, go ahead.
Yeah, that sounds like a great time. We got a lot of big brain people that come to the shop, so this would be a great conversation. I love the idea of Tesseract. That's cool. I'm going to build a Tesseract. All right, guys, and the last page here. Oh, just
More
leaders.
leaders.
More leaders. Okay. Not bad. I mean,
Yeah,
what's the
it's-
rarity of these? Do you know?
I don't.
Darn. Ooh, Sabo. Does he have a new... Okay. Let's see. What leader are you looking for in this set? In this series? Just this one?
Maybe that one. I mean, I don't play Ploofy anymore. I mainly just have it for collection. I think they look nice. I'm not personally looking for any of them, but
Oh,
they look nice.
They didn't have a long one, did they?
No.
Yeah, I think that would be the easiest one for you to pick out right out the back.
I think the king looks nice as well.
Oh yeah. Nice.
That art at being foil is going to be really nice looking.
Right. I've always liked him without the mask. That S&M mask was. It was a good choice. It was a good choice. It was a decent design choice, but.
Oh yeah, when he was in the full gimp suit.
Yep. All right, one last thing we're gonna go over here. I don't know how long this is gonna take us, but we got some new cards for OP12. We're looking forward to it. Started off because you knew about this one, and you've been up in the conversations. What decks are trying to play this new Sabo, and what's it do?
Probably Koala and Enel are going to be the main ones. People are saying black yellow. I don't know what that deck does after Enel, or not Enel, after Moria got banned, so I'm not going to comment on that. But if you have 3 of your life, this gains blocker and +3 cost, so it's going to be hard for black to remove. And then on play, add the top card of your life cards to your hand, draw 2, trash 1. So it's just better it's just a better version of that 5-cost Sanji that we got in. We're getting in EVO 2.
Yeah. I think what it does is it really enables the late game kind of, but as you said, the Gecko's gone. So you're not going to have that constant recursion that you had before that made this thing so devastating. Right? So it does, you remember the games you played against Black Yellow Luffy, right? As soon as it got down to 2 life or 3 life, that was danger mark because they would get down to that 0 life and just constantly be at a close to a 9k leader every turn, right? Right. So in the older decks, this would have been just insane.
Right, I mean, you still want to get down to low life. I don't know about Black Yellow, but we have a lot of other cards to talk about, like this Zoro. If this card is in your hand, it cannot be played by an effect. Terrible. If your leader has Slash Attribute, this character cannot be KO'd by Slash Attribute cards and gains plus 1000 power. This card does not warrant this restriction. This is a terrible card.
No, what? So if it's in the Zoro deck, it can't be KO'd with other Slash cards.
And it is a 6k4, so it's a vanilla. It's a vanilla that can't be played from your hand with a very mediocre effect.
Well, by effect. It can't be played by effect. So it can't be cheated out.
Yeah, which you would want to be doing. Because you're going to be wanting to be playing that 3-drop Mihawk from the Zoro Sanji starter deck that would play this out tapped.
Yeah.
But without that, no, this card is very mediocre and not worth this restriction.
Against a Slash themed deck, isn't that a thing?
Yeah, no, it is actually. That's the Zoro's whole gimmick.
Okay, it is slashed all the way. So if this plays in the mirror match, so this would be a side deck card.
We don't have side decks.
Not yet. But again, implications that they could be introduced in side deck cards because I'm telling you guys.
Let's go on to good cards. So we have this Secret Rare Kuma, 6 cost 7k power counter. Nice. On play, trash card from your hand, gain a life, and get +2 cost. So synergizing well with Koala, putting you at 8 cost for that leader effect. And then during your opponent's turn, if it's KO'd, heal 1.
Nice.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is absolutely ridiculous.
What deck did you say this is going to go in?
Koala.
Only Koala?
I mean, maybe this could also be an Enel card.
Okay.
Any generic yellow thing could go into Enel.
Okay, yeah.
Because, whenever you think of generic yellow, Enel is going to be at the top of your list. I mean, this is just generically strong with this on play being completely generic, and this is all completely generic, so this could be played in literally any yellow deck.
Okay.
And it's going to make them a lot more annoying to deal with. Then we have the Bonnie Secret Rare, which seems weird because we're not getting any Supernova support in green in this set. But blocker on play, if you have 8 or more rested cards, draw 2, trash 1, then set one of your Dawn as active. So obviously this is going to be really strong in Bonnie. And because rested cards means rested Dawn as well. This is also going to be strong in both Law decks. Because Supernovas, and it's a 5-cost Supernova, blocker really solid, and the cycling, this is going to be really good for both Law decks.
What about Limb?
I mean, I guess, but you have no way of restanding it. So, and Limb already has a Nell, which basically does the same thing.
Yeah.
But more consistent and in theme and searchable. So no, Limb's not going to play this.
Okay.
We have the Black Nico Robin. 6 cost, 7k, no counter. If your leader is Koala or Luffy, blocker and +3 costs, so really solid there. And then the on play, trash a card from your hand if your opponent's hand is 5 or greater, trash 2 cards from your opponent's hand.
Oh, nice. Another putting S type of ability where you're really punishing people to keep
Black
them.
already had Isho too, so this is just better Isho.
It must trash. So their choice.
Yeah, their choice of cards, but you're still getting 2 cards out of their hand.
I know, yeah, absolutely. No, it never feels good.
Yeah, this card's still broken.
The thing for me is there's other cards out there where you get to pick random ones, right?
Yeah.
And I just want to make sure that people understood the difference here. So they get to choose what two they get rid of, but man, that's heavy hit.
And now we have this 4-cost Reiju. Your trash can If your trash contains 4 more events, plus 2k power and plus 5k cost, blocker. So I think this is mainly here to support Sanji, the Sanji leader, because that one's going to be playing a lot of events.
Yeah.
And this could also be solid for Reiju. I don't know how many events Reiju plays to get this one, but and Reiju already has enough Reijus to play, so I'm not sure.
That's still a nice one.
Yep, and we have a Garp.
Hey!
Not red or black.
What?
So it's blue for the new Kuzan.
Okay.
And for Kuzan, this is going to be crazy because
Can we
trash a card from your hand. So immediately, this is not a downside because Kuzan draws you every time you trash a card from your hand off of your Navy effect.
Good memory.
Play a blue Navy character with with 8k power or less, other than another Garp. Wow. So there's the 8 cost Aramaki that you can play off of this, which is a blocker at 8k power.
No way.
So
That's
this
insane.
This is broken.
Yeah.
This is like actually broken for that deck.
Midnight, good to see you. Thank you for the chat.
And then we have this Luffy for Rayleigh, which is if you have 2 or more attached Dawn, this card gains plus 2k power. So it doesn't have. I'm not sure if this has to be attached on to this card, because usually then it would just be Dawn times 2. So if it's just like attached on to other things, maybe as well, which this is also.
Could make an 8k swing.
Yeah, no, this would be an 8k swing.
Yeah.
No matter what, which is really solid. Too bad Rayleigh is a terrible leader, but and the on play, which is going to be the more important part for Rayleigh, reveal 2 event cards, which if you're going to be using Rayleigh's boost, you're going to have in hand because you need to reveal them for that too. Play a red character with 3k power or less from your hand, and then give one of your leader characters Rested Dawn. So maybe on a more event heavy build of Gear 5, I could also see this being very strong.
I love the timing of this as we're looking at it. Someone just donated mid. It's right here.
Nice.
So animated right while we're doing this. No, don't do anything. I just thought the timing was great because we're talking about it and it just blings up as mid. I wonder if someone's watching the chat and voting on these things. Right. Dracula Mihawk, go ahead.
So blocker on an 8k body is already solid. On play, restand 4 Dawn.
Huh. Okay. What? Set up to 4? 4? I'm playing with Smoker and I thought 3 was busted.
You can play
4?
this in Smoker.
What? Wow. Okay.
So, no Hody Jones or Eustace Kids that turn, but you can also still use your Smokers with this.
Yeah. To get even more Dawn back. Like, that's a huge combo hit.
This, puts you at 17 Dawn a turn?
Yeah.
Yes, Captain Literal, we're looking at 12.
12. These are the new 12 leaks that are coming out here.
Yeah, so it does have a restriction attached to it, but this is still a crazy card.
That is insane! Oh, I need to get my hands on this.
And here we have the alt leaders for this. We have the Sanji leader with Zeph in the background. We have Resonante with Law in the background. We have Koala with Robin in the background.
Yeah, that's the leader that he's talking about. Can you click on it real quick? Make it a little bigger for him?
We don't get the text for these, but...
Still, no, we know what these are, right?
Yeah.
I'm loving the way that these meshed up here. And, okay. So, okay, go around here. Look at here. I gotta get the mouse so I can direct. Sorry, just real quick. Leader, subordinate, learned a lot. Leader, subordinate, learned a lot. Technically, leader, subordinate. Even though she was older, she learned more from
Fishman
Koala.
Karate. Yeah, Koala was who taught Robin Fishman Karate, which is why we're getting Robin for that.
Yeah. Nice to see Robin getting a pseudo-new leader. It's not Robin, guys, but it's nice the art.
It's in the art.
Yeah, but it's interesting how they stacked up the leader trainee thing for these.
And then we have more here. We have Rayleigh and Luffy. We have Zoro and Mihawk. And we have Kuzan and Garp.
Beautiful. I think the anime's caught up to the point where they're talked about their background together.
Kuzan and Garp? Yeah.
Oh,
that was before the hiatus.
Oh, good. Excellent. Yeah.
We have this Koala, which is a searcher in black for Revolutionary Army. Or Nico Robin, actually. Not bad.
Hey, all right.
We have this event, main. So 4 cost, main, KO, 4 cost or lower. Or if you have an 8 cost or higher character, you can instead KO a 6 cost or lower. Solid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially for Koala, which is going to be increasing costs a lot.
Right. Emporio Vankov.
Blocker and if your leader is Revolutionary Army, mill 3. Solid.
Is this black?
Yeah.
So Sabo?
Koala is black
too.
yellow.
Okay. Why couldn't she be? Yeah.
You have enough red.
That's fair. It's Revolutionary Army though. It's like most of my stuff is Revolutionary Army red. It is very strong, Captain Literal. You're 100% right.
We have
Good.
Waxing Fist counter. Leader character gains plus 2k, or if you have an 8 cost or higher character with Revolutionary Army plus 2k, so it's a Radical Beam. Trigger, draw 1 card, mill 1 card.
Okay.
And then we have a Searcher event for Revolutionary Army, and that's all the new cards.
Yeah, Searcher event. I'm not a big fan of these. I like the Searcher bodies. You guys know the argument. I've talked about that math a
Right,
thousand
I mean,
times over.
I know Blackbeard likes them. I'm not sure if this is going to be good in Koala.
Yeah. I think one of the things that we also didn't talk about on the EBO 2 that's coming out here, the colored searchers, the ones that
Oh yeah, the 2-drop Searchers.
we thought in the beginning, and I'm talking about we as and all the people seeing the spoilers in the beginning leading up to it, that this was going to change the meta. It didn't.
No, I never thought that. I thought they were nice looking cards I wanted to collect the alt arts for, or wanted to collect because I like the art, but I thought they were too situational because Searcher events are always very situational.
Yeah.
It's like there are certain decks that I think they're okay in, but not very popular.
Yeah, and I probably should have been more specific with the Wii. The community in general. I remember when the releases were coming out, the Discords, the Reddit community, and everybody else was just going off about how, oh wow, we have these unique, these searchers that are bland for anything that runs that color, so you can get whatever card you're looking for. They didn't see any play in Japan, guys. They did not. In Asia altogether, they did not change the meta whatsoever. So if you can find out maybe some of these decks that are leaning heavy on events that maybe that might fit into, like isn't that Marco or is it Ace that feeds off from Ace? Yeah, that feeds off from events. Maybe
Ace already plays enough events, doesn't need it.
I don't think, but it unfortunately didn't make the impact that I think most people were expecting. So yeah,
I think they're solid in a couple of decks. I think Anel might be able to play the yellow one occasionally because it's a way to search top end. I think Calgara will really like it because it's a searcher for Noland, which you weren't able to originally search for. But other than like those 2 decks right now, I don't think it's even like worth considering in a lot of decks. It would have to be a deck that plays a lot of different generic cards that you would need to play without like a cohesive theme and be able to afford the 2 Dawn to actually do things with, but that's really tough to find, and I don't think we're going to see that much of anything like that.
Yeah. Captain Little in the chat says more and more 4K counter events being dropped into OpenTCG. I think that's a balancing thing. Really look at it like Guard Point used to be the standard 1 cost 3K for these things, and since Radical Beam got so overused, then you got Gum Giant. This is a balancing thing. You're going to see all the colors get their 4K for 1.
I mean, Guard Point, like, it was like a month tops that Guard Point was the standard before Radical Beam dropped.
Yeah. But then, like, when I said standard across, right? So Radical Beam was unique. That was just for red. That was a unique red card. Guard Point was seen in the 3K for 1 cost. All the colors had one. As the balancing of the wheel, right? Most colored decks had a 1 cost 3K counter for whatever.
Well, purple always had 1 cost 4K with Blast Breath.
Gum Giant was just like leader locked up power creep here, and this one I don't think is this one power crept. Is this is this
I don't
leader
think
locked?
there's anything in black that really does anything like this. And again, it is very restrictive for that second part.
Yeah, it's got to be in the Revolutionary Army. So
personally, I don't think it's good. I don't think this is good. I think we're beyond the point. I know yellow has a Radical Beam equivalent in L4.
No, yeah, or that one got printed a while ago.
Yeah, it was 5, but
yeah.
it's your opponent has 2 or less life instead of you have 2 or less life.
Yeah. Capitalist says, I'm getting 1 or 2 EBO 2 boxes next week when it comes out. Dude, get them out and hold on to them while you can, because trust me, we're getting shafted hardcore on how much we're getting allocated, and there's no words of reprint. I'm not trying to introduce a bunch of FOMO to you guys, but seriously, it is looking dry out there. So if you want to get your chance on it, get it while it's out there. Hopefully get it at a good price. And if you have you missed the deal, don't buy from the scalpers, guys. Give it a couple months. Maybe they'll think that the set is worthless and sell it at an adequate price. So don't buy from scalpers. Don't enable it. Don't make our lives, everyone's lives, miserable by feeding into it. But get it while it comes out. Get an opportunity to get yourself and get your hands on it, because it's gonna be short. Minikanako, thank you for the chat. Appreciate you. You're on the wheel at the end of the chat. And Captain Literal, I'm mixed on it because with more 4K events means more often you're going to have to invest more swing in it and just fear power creep. There is something to say in power creep, but Hey, Trashman Plays, congratulations. Thank you so much for the follow. If you haven't yet, please hit exclamation point join. Get yourself in the running for one of these packs. And we got the full goal, 10 to 500, baby. We are 10 away. Is that right? I can't see it. It's covered up. We are 10 away from their 500 person goal. All right, and thank you, Trashman Plays. Exclamation point join. We are giving those packs away at the end of the stream. We're doing fantastic. How you doing today, Trash? Well, I feel like I need to give you a different name here. TMP. Like I don't want to call you Trash because I want to abbreviate your name and just not call you Trash. All good, man. All right. Captain Little says, but if you do get boxes, I absolutely am ripping them because mine are in for collection. We have to open them. We need the cards. Oh, Trash is cool. All right. Trash is cool. I'll definitely appreciate that. Just know that I'm not actually meaning it derogatorily. But I do appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, when this set drops, guys, seriously, pick up when you can. And just, I'm opening mine because we need the cards. I'm not going to keep that one sealed. I would not do that to the people right now because I'm fearful. Captain Little says, Danny DeVito. Oh, yeah, I'm the Trash Man. From, have you seen...
I have not seen Always Sunny.
Oh, no. Trash Man.
I've seen clips, but I've never seen the show.
I'm not going to sing that song. Oh, God, that was such a bad one. Oh, God. It's like, there's any way to say that you're not this. This is the wrong way to do that. And I'm not, this is a family-friendly channel, so. What are you guys playing in EBO 2? I'll probably be playing a little bit more Smoker, honestly.
Green, purple, and black, purple Luffy's.
Mm-hmm. Red, green, Smoker, because it does have enough answers to the green, purple meta that we're going to be running into. Still playing Robin? Good choice, Captain Mineral. 100% good choice. I like that idea. Robin seems very solid and still has a lot of great matchups in this meta. I think as things go through, the only thing I want to improve is the Dolphy matchup. I didn't think I would need to worry about it too much after the ban list, and it's still
that was on you. I mean, Dolphy was still obviously strong even without Jinbei.
I just didn't think anybody would be willing to keep playing it in the bigger events here because we lost focus here. How many Dolphy players do we have in the locals?
I mean, we never really had that many.
Oh, that I disagree because there was a time when it was just Dolphy and Shanks, but we had like 4 or 5 players. And Dolphy still is a beast, Trash.
I know we had a couple during our last finals for season 3, but not that many.
As soon as it got banned, nobody. Everyone retired back. Even the person that was doing the best with it, Sam, stopped coming because he didn't add switch decks. Which we got to get back to Sam and tell him, listen, dude, your deck's not dead. It's still competitive as all get out.
Dolphy wasn't dead without Jinbei. I mean, Dolphy's been around since OP1.
Yeah. But I mean, Sam is mostly a Fab player, so he doesn't get too involved with the community. He only sees it when we can. When that ban list hit, all he heard was negativity about, oh, there's this card, the deck's dead because Jinbei's out there. We don't have that explosive turn 2 play that wins us so many games anymore. And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, it's when you activate leader, go Jinbei, Edward Weevil, and just...
I mean, it was also Boa,
or
Law.
Yeah.
There was so much that deck could do, and banning Jinbei was absolutely the correct choice.
Yeah, see so many more store champs, dude. So many.
God,
so
I
many.
wish I saw more. I only saw one. I'm playing Usopp. I would have loved to see Dolphys. I would have loved to be fed those free wins.
There are a lot of good counters to that deck, guys. In about a couple of seconds here, it looks like they're going to kick us into a commercial break, and that's perfect timing because we're going to take a quick break and set up the board as we get ready for our next round. It's going to be 1 round of fun play in our first round because these games are best of 1 and they're going fast. So stay tuned. We got 2 matchups back to back coming your way. Porter's going to be leading the first one.
Trash Man, nice.
Yeah. I'm playing Usopp too.
Another man of culture, another follower of God Usopp, spreading the word of our true Lord and Savior.
All right, 10 seconds left. Everyone, we'll be right back.
See ya.
Welcome back to Homeworld Pie. I'm your host, Jimmy D, with me.
Porter.
Yes, and we are here for fun round. This is a fun match. Because these rounds are so quick, we got 3 rounds of best of 1. These things are going so fast, when we have time, we can record some stuff afterwards. So this is it a best of 1 match? Or?
Yeah, it was just best of 1.
Okay.
Because I think that Daddy Lifelink wanted to close early.
Yeah.
So
He was like, hey, if the opportunity is there, he's going to take it. Bam barely gets to see his kids as it is. So he ended up closing up a little bit earlier. Yeah. But we do have we got a fun match to start things off. This one really doesn't matter towards the overall rankings. It's just a really cool deck and an opportunity for people to play other decks they're testing with and they're trying out. So we're going to showcase this matchup between you and Mark, decided to?
Yep.
Yeah, to come into this thing for us. I appreciate it. You and Mark, you are playing Monkey D. Luffy. Mark is playing Shanks. We're going to get those deck lists, go over them, see what the nice, cool tech cards, because you had to make some updates after the ban list, right?
Technically, I had made these updates before the ban list.
Yeah. Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that was just the last time it was on camera. But since the last time we were on camera, we had this new list with Ice Age being dropped. And we're going to talk about the switches in just a minute. But yeah, we're going to take a look at that. Take a look at
It's on camera since I cut Ice Age from the deck, but
according to my Google search on my email, that's the quickest one I can find. I don't know. That was the one that showed up. So, alrighty, guys, let's get into the deck list and let's get into round fun match. Alright, so starting off with your deck. I'm not going to talk about your deck. It's your deck. What are we doing?
okay. So this is Peanut Butter Luffy.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know what this leader does, it's Dawn times 1. All your characters gain +1 cost.
Anti-black, love it. But also, enabler.
Yeah, this is mainly to synergize with the ST14 cards, which I play a few of, but not that many. And then the main part, when 2 or more Dawn on your board are returned to your Dawn deck, add a Dawn from your Dawn deck set it as active, and add an additional Dawn as rested.
Yeah. This is once per turn on your turn.
Yep. So no synergy with Gum Gum Giant.
Mm-hmm.
We have this Law Searcher, look at top 4, reveal Straw Hat or Heart Pirates with cost of 2 or more and add it to your hand.
Nice. Like Body Searchers, huge fan.
We have 2 of these Nico Robin Chump Blockers. I think maybe I cut this down. I think there's a chance that I maybe did something like this. I don't remember. I'm going to say I did because I think I decided to start playing 4 Gum Gum Giant.
Good call.
And I think this is what I cut down for it. Just a solid Chump Blocker. It combos with certain other cards to be able to play, like this.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if OP12 Senior SR Robin?
Oh, yeah, the SR. We just looked at it.
Yeah.
Maybe. I think that is a definite maybe. I think it does have a niche for the deck. We'll have to see. This deck is getting a lot of support because it's getting the starter deck soon.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to see with all that stuff. Then we have this Zoro, which is your main ramp card for the deck. Return 1 or more Dawn cards from your board to your Dawn deck to add a Dawn as active. So what you want to do with this is return 2, and this will get you. Basically, what this does is restand 1 and ramp 1 at the same time, which means that you'll now have 2 active to play something like this out or swing 7k with your leader.
Nice. Yeah.
Black Maria does a similar thing where if you have no other Black Marias, add up to 5. Usually you're shortcutting this because you don't want to have to put out a bunch more. And then as rested, and then at the end of the turn, return till you have equal to your opponent. So what you do is you put it so you're 2 above your opponent, return to end of turn, return 2, proc leader effect, and now you're still above your opponent.
Says, give me a headache is what Black Maria does. You don't even know the half of it. You didn't have to play in the red purple law.
None of us
meta.
did because it got banned before.
You want to talk about
became a
headache? That
problem.
was when it was a headache. Before we go on too much,
wait.
I want to talk about.
No, it was this. I think was the change I made. I think I'm only playing 2 Onami.
Okay. Before we go on a little bit, here 9 cost 7k blocker that makes your opponent trash 2 cards from hand. Yeah, I mean anything that has the pudding-esque effect, and I always say pudding just because it's the number 1 card that you use to hand hate. But the ability to hand hate like that, I think is going to be an absolute staple.
Actually, during the store championship that we had, I did see someone playing a hand control build of this deck.
Oh, really?
So I definitely think that it will be strong with that because they were playing the E-Show. I think the 4-cost law blocker that can get rid of 2. So I think that there is like a hand control build of this. Also, it technically becomes 10 cost if you have your leader effect active.
Yeah.
And the important part of that leader effect
Ooh, hand control Gecko Moria deck. Is there enough black cards that do hand control?
It's mainly the Isho and the 6-drop Luffy
Okay.
from OP10. Mm-hmm. But we have this, which is if you have a character with cost of 6 or more, so with leader effect, this fulfills its own condition, KO 5 cost.
Yeah.
Solid board control. And then, so what you mainly want to be doing is, you also have this Frankie, which is Dawn -2, trash a card, draw 2, really strong for this deck, cycle a card, and it's a blocker.
Mm-hmm.
But what you really want to be doing is ramping up to these big things like this. 7 cost Sanji, return 1 or more cards from your field to your Dawn deck, so you can return 2 for this.
Mm-hmm.
Gets rushed, then taps a character with 6 or less to get around blockers. We have this Luffy, which same effect here. Draw a card and get rush.
And the Banish Zoro. Yeah.
Yep.
Always good to have some Banish, guys. This card,
Yeah, no.
Banish has just been something more and more relevant. As,
Yeah, after getting pretty dog walked by Yellow during like one locals, it was only one locals, and then I was like, okay, I'm putting this in.
I don't blame you.
And then I haven't really had a problem with it yet. We have this Kaido, which is Dawn -5, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with cost 6 or less, and then this gains rush, so this can KO something, and then this is basically only Dawn -3 because of your leader effect, which is pretty solid.
Absolutely.
We have this, which is your main big finisher.
It's a win.
On play, Dawn -10, bottom deck the rest of your board, and then take an extra turn, and then you can tap 1 to, once per turn, tap a Dawn to get an active Dawn.
During the manga tournament, this was the finisher. This was the game ender. Right there was this monkey.
Greg was on RP. So, yeah.
Dude, such a powerful card here. Obviously, Top Knot and Gum Gum. Go ahead.
Wait,
Show us.
what chopper? There's no chopper that's good.
Yeah. What the purple one? The restand purple one.
The bad one.
The good one.
It's not good. I tested with it, like when OP9 was first like getting leaked, and it just wasn't
Just
good
didn't work
enough.
in. Okay.
We have this, which is, of course, everyone knows. Everyone should know what this card does. Dawn -2, trash 1 card from your hand. If your leader has Straw Hat types, one of your leader characters gains plus 4,000 for the battle, then draw 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then another card we have, which is really solid, is 2 Top Knot, which is
Dawn -2.
Dawn -2, bottom deck, 4 cost or less with the trigger of activate its main
Nice.
effect.
And bottom decking, really nice because it avoids all those can't be KO'd effects that you see from a lot of different decks. It remind me if Burgess's can't be KO'd, right?
Burgess's can't be KO'd, so this does get around Burgess. It mainly is there to out Burgess and Lucky Roo.
Yeah, and so just guaranteeing that you don't have to worry about those on KO effects. And it has been seen a growing amount of play. I know a couple players had asked me to look through some of my collection. Unfortunately, this was a short print back in the day. We had no idea that most boxes only came with 1 copy
Really?
of this Top Knot. Yeah. So one of those things that I thought that I guess most people thought it was only going to be played in the Iceberg deck. No, it still has some great relevance, and I think that the bottom decking, doing something like Blue does, bottom decking is, or bouncing, and always nice to see some other alternative to deal with some of the characters.
Non-KO alternative removal, yeah, very solid.
Absolutely. Captain Null says, I know Luffy TV is a big fan of that chopper. Oh yeah.
Okay, well, I hate to break it to him, but Luffy TV's wrong. This is the most optimized list possible, and I will say, this deck lost nothing to Gecko Moria being banned, because Gecko Moria was bad in this deck. If anyone was playing Gecko Moria and Purple Black Luffy, you can disregard their opinion, because they were wrong.
Okay. All right, going into the Shanks deck from Mark here. He's going to showcase his deck. This looks like a rush build. Yeah, I mean, interesting that we got some Building Snakes in this rush build, but this is looking more and more like a rush build, and the reason I say that is there's 4 copies of Monkey D. Luffy, and the mid-game here, you've got 2 cost Monkey D. Dragon, 4 of the Shanks, and 1 copy of the Gold D. Roger. So this is more of a rush build than control, but it has control elements to it. Building Snake being one of those, probably able to help out the Silver's Rayleigh to get rid of some big problem children. Obviously, the Hongo Bongo and the Lime Juice, great searchable targets for the Suda, and 2K counters. And in this deck, you can go search for the Lucky Roo, what we were just talking about. A very, very good blocker that on KO can just KO anything else that is 6,000 base power, so no attaching Dawn to avoid that KO effect. And then you have Ben Beckman, which does an amazing trash. This card is just absolutely insane for most red decks. We're seeing it everywhere. On play, you can trash, which means get around the KO effect as well. trash one of your opponent's characters with 6,000 power less. This one not base. So if you attach Dawn or I don't know when that would come into play. I don't know. Never mind. All right.
This one's not base.
It's
the
a-
Lucky Roo.
The lucky.
Or no, the Beckman.
The Beckman's
Lucky
not.
Roo.
Yeah. I'm just
Lucky Roo
wondering when that
is-
would come into play. That would matter.
For Lucky Roo,
Or no, for the Ben Beckman this isn't base because it's not
Yeah.
base. There's a couple. I guess there's a couple things with like you can have give plus 1,000 to some of the character for the turn or something like that to get it outside of the Ben Beckman. Obviously, Dawn on your turn doesn't matter.
it would also mean that you can't reduce bigger things.
Silver's Rayleigh, obviously a huge staple. This card has just been absolutely insane since it's been printed, and it just answers the board quite well. I mean, you can minus 3,000 to one, 2,000 to another, and KO something 3,000 or less. So a 6k power instant kill with the ability, or 5k power insta kill. When then you can weaken something else for the next turn, meaning it's going to be harder for them to swing into you. So it's a nice removal while also weakening your opponent's next turn. Yasop, great card that needs to see a lot more play, and I love the combination with the Yasop and Shanks, giving you leader plus 1,000 for the turn, and you still have the ability to minus 1,000 once per turn on the attack here, and you got a 6k power leader while it's out there. This one only at 2. Honestly, I love what the thing does, but I think it's really just, it's only good in the mid game. You really don't want to play this too late, because if you get in the late game, this is where you want to start seeing your heavy hitters. The Shanks 10 cost Rusher that puts a static 1,000 power decrease to all your opponent's characters. That's insane, guys, and it stacks. So if you have 2 of them, minus 2k to all the characters. Not the leader, just the characters, but that enough and along with the ability of Shanks to minus or reduce by 1, really throws the math and makes it very difficult for your opponent to swing into you, especially into life, let alone going into characters. Because I've seen some people try to answer the Shanks, but their character being so weak, they have to answer with a lot of Dawn, and it's easy to counter out when you have cards like this Bad Manners Kick Course, where you can discard 1 and add plus 3,000. Everyone has a 0. All colors have a 0 cost. Kind of that theme I was telling you about with the 1 cost 4k counter. And then you have this amazing Divine Departure that works as a counter, as a guard point, or as removal, which is really nice.
Although it's only a counter for a leader. Cannot be used for characters, which is very important to remember.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, actually. I appreciate that. And then that's about it. Yeah, so like, outside of, like, I can't go without saying Tony Chopper. Come on. Come on. That thing is absolutely insane. Opponent's turn, 6,000 power. 2k counter in hand. It's got 2 utilities, baby! It's 2k counter in hand, or it's a blocker.
Very strong card.
Very strong card. I'm sensing a skill issue for Portal? Oh, no. Oh, he's still talking about the Tony Chopper. I didn't even bring this up because of Tony Chopper either. All
I
right.
said that a while ago. I just wasn't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just saw it. I'm just like,
Because there was no skill issue. I don't know what Captain Literal's talking about.
that message was decades ago. Tazzy, welcome to the chat. Sorry, Captain Literal. Sometimes when I get in a roll, I lose track of what's going on. But all right, let's go. We got our first 18-minute game, I think. Well, I don't remember when we stopped the clock, but starting off the table with our fun match here. Porter, do you remember if you got the play or the draw?
Probably took the play.
So you won the die roll?
I mean, I guess. I don't remember if I won the die roll or not.
It was 2 days ago. What'd you have for breakfast?
Bowl of cereal.
Breakfast of champions, I like that. All right.
It wasn't Wheaties, so you can't say that.
What about yesterday? What'd you have for breakfast yesterday?
Yesterday, it was... My mom brought home a quiche, I believe.
Oh,
So
quiche is awesome.
I think that was yesterday.
A long time since I had some quiche. We got a really nice restaurant downtown that has that sells some really awesome homemade
Are
quiche.
you talking about downtown Charlottesville, Mary Beth?
I believe it is. It's the Wolf Creek outdoor shopping mall. There's a food place right there. You know, I'm talking about. It's got the Barnes Noble and.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Great place though. They got the Village Inn. Personally, I like the diner that's down there. They, what is it? What do they call that diner? It got renamed and removed a couple times due to reconstruction, but awesome diner, has a great gyro.
Yeah, I know. Looks like I went first, so yeah.
Yep, no turn 1 play here for Porter. There is a turn 1 play for the 2-Dawn turn for Mark here. Getting that Searcher on. Love the Searcher buddies. You mean hotcakes? I think I do mean hotcakes, yeah. I'm pretty sure I do mean hotcakes. It's really cool. Ooh, Captain Literal getting
sounds
treated to
lovely, Captain
Jamaican.
Literal.
Yeah,
That sounds absolutely lovely.
Jamaican barbecue. I've been to Jamaica. Their barbecue is on point. I hope it's as good. Their chicken barbecue, oh, it's so good. They closed a long time ago? Oh. Alright, well, it's been a while. It's been a while. Dang, that sucks. They made some really good quiche, too. Alright, looking at that ramper. Playing out the Zoro here, as you said. Gets you an additional Dawn for a now 7k swing coming into life. A lot harder for Mark to just negate that attack.
Yeah.
Alright, going back to Mark, 4 Dawn turn. See if we can see a Lucky Roo. Would be a great answer to the Zoro. Maybe, what do you think? Outside of that, I don't think there's much other place. And yeah, here's the Lucky Roo. Nice little 5k swing. Doesn't have to worry about his opponent negating that attack. But you get a nice little, is that a 2k?
1K.
1k from Frankie.
It's a blocker, right? Being a 2K would make that card crazy, especially with blocker plus card draw plus a 2K plus 5K base power.
It's almost as good as Tony Chopper. Almost.
If it was a 2K, it would be better than Chopper because it also draws you cards.
Right. 6k coming to life, making that cost reduction. Always on focus for that, are you? To make sure that they don't get an easy leader in the gate. 2k the answer. Another 6k swing. Are we going to see a reduction in 1k? Because I don't think there's... What rush do you have? I don't think any do.
At this point in the game, no.
Okay. Lucky Roo just to get rid of that Zoro. Smart that you didn't play into it. I like that. Here comes Fernosuke. See, this is sequencing. I like it. You've already activated this return, right? No, you did
I
last
haven't.
turn.
That was last turn. So.
Yeah. Gonna use the Fernosuke, or... No,
It's just Frankie.
Frankie, thank you. To ramp out a little bit here. But see, you're sequencing here perfect, right? You played the Frankie after the attack to make sure that that Lucky Roo didn't have limit
Lucky Roo
options.
is an onboard trick. I would have to be a fool to play into an onboard trick.
It happens to some people. I don't want to call them a fool or anything, but I definitely think that like you got to be cognizant of this stuff, and sequencing is important. Never want to play a card unless it affects the board state immediately to your next action, anyways. Something we learned from I can't remember, was it the RCQ together we were playing that the sequencing was so far off that it ended up costing the game.
I vaguely remember something like that.
Yeah. 7k coming in here, at least asking for 2 cards from Porter here. Captain Miller says, I have a parallel of that Frankie. Pulled it from the pack. Nice.
Good for you.
Yeah, that Frankie. I can't remember what it looks like, but
It's him doing Radical Beam.
Yeah. Oh, nice. A 5k, this is exactly why I like these small
6K.
body search. It was, oh, there's 4k. 6k swing. Well, join me in the conversation, bro. See what we're doing here. This is your match. Let's go. Is this your 9 Dawn turn? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8.
Yeah, 8.
Because you ramped a couple times here.
I ramped once.
Yeah. Well, you ramped with the
It's only a net 1 in terms of Dawn advantage.
Mm-hmm. From the Zoro play.
Yeah, Zora's the only thing that actually ramped me.
All right. Gonna get some hand
cycling
fixing.
cards.
Roar in the chat says Captain Little. That's sick. I'm jealous. Yeah, same. And says I'm gonna ask my manager to treat us to some DoorDash. I work remote. Yeah, I mean you'd have to if you work remote. That's interesting. Usually the only time my work ever gives me anything is when I get to travel up to DC, which I'll be doing twice in the next couple weeks. Gonna be interesting. Wednesdays, I think Conrad is gonna have to host because I'm gonna be out of town on Wednesdays the next 2 weeks. 8k swing coming into life. We'll see if they treat us to something. I don't know if they will. But I do like that when we go up north. They like to treat us to something. Oh, that Luffy going hard. You're right. Luffy just swinging in 8k. Always cognizant of that minus ability. Want to get those resources out of hand because really the 8k guarantees that you can't just get the 7k 1k reduction,
Right.
2k answer, right? Roar saying, I'm also jealous of your roommate. I saw that Pikachu. Oh, right? That Pikachu pull last night was insane. Congratulations on that. I got to see that live. I wasn't able to chat or anything, but I heard the phone going crazy as I was watching it. And I looked down and was like, oh, Pikachu. And then he did it again. It's like, I did it again. You got 2 of them in the same stream. It was pretty cool.
Yes, the Frankie is a blocker.
Hey, the future sponsor. Let's see, future sponsor. Appreciate that. And you're in the running for one of the 2 packs, by the way. We're going to be giving away at the end of the stream. Captain Little says he's gonna go get them graded and grade high. I hope so. I really hope so. They sell graded over 1K. Let's hope he gets it. The 10Ks are hard, guys. Sometimes the printing quality for Pokemon not the greatest. I've seen a lot of pack fresh cards get rated at 8s, so you got to be really careful with that. I hope the best. I hope the best. I just know that I don't want to get my hopes up on grading because there's too many times where it just comes back a lot less than I want it to be. Rar says, yeah, the automated blocked me. I was trying to say GG's. Oh, okay. Captain Earl says, but knowing him, he's going to hold on to him. Yeah, I'd hold on to him too. Come on. They're Pikachus. And he clearly loves them.
Of course you're saying that with a character that has the same voice actress as Tony Chopper.
Right? It's almost like it was fate. All right, here's the nightmare of Nightmare Place here. Sanji going to rest the Lucky Roo, which, man, I swear, every time I play Lucky Roo, that's what I see. Sanji just comes out and says, no, you don't get this. 6K swinging with a blocker here. Gets 2K answer.
I still have the Onami. That's another blocker, so...
Mm-hmm. That's fair. And you're not really being that much in danger. 3-3 life here. You're a 4-leaf leader, so... not
4-leaf leader?
Leader. 4-life leader. Yeah.
4-leaf leader?
Seashells by the seashore, okay? Okay.
Seashells.
She sells seashells by the seashore. The Human Torch got a bank loan. Where did it
What?
It's from Ron Burgundy from... have you never seen Anchorman?
No.
Oh, man. It's classic back in the day.
If you ever have to ask me, have I seen something, the answer is probably no. You're really old.
I know. Some of my chatters get the Ron Burgundy search or reference here. I have lots of books of hot mahogany. People know me. I'm just saying. People know me. No one's done these references to you whatsoever?
Nope.
Man. The good old times. Yeah, I got it. I'm also old. Thanks for our... See, someone else gets references here. We were just talking, what was it? The Talladega Nights. We had like a 30-40 minute conversation last night about Talladega Nights and how much we missed that kind of comedy. I'm paralyzed the waist down. I'm gonna stab my leg with this fork. Don't do it, Ricky Bobby. You're not paralyzed. I'll stab myself to prove my point. All right. Otama reducing Sanji by 2.
Yep.
I think we're gonna see a combo rhythm.
Beckman or Rayleigh.
Yeah. Good. Remember, son, if you're not first, you're last. Exactly. That's how the conversation started too. We were talking about one of the tournaments. If you're not first or second in a double qualifier, you're last. Here's Ben Beckman. All right, trashing Anson Sanji, leaving him with 2 blockers, which he's turned into an attacker. Rude. Frankie likes to defend. Let's be real here. Frankie's a defender.
I mean, did you see when he ran over Big Mom with a motorcycle?
That's fair. That's fair.
And called her a mere Yonko? Shanks is another mere Yonko.
Yeah. I can't wait till these guys meet. That's gonna be interesting.
Honestly, there are a lot of theories that say Shanks is gonna die before Luffy meets him so that Luffy can keep the Straw Hat.
Oh. And again, theory, to those that didn't catch it.
Theory.
He said it correctly. Theory.
Yeah, it's a theory that Shanks is gonna die to Blackbeard. It's either gonna be that or Luffy and Shanks are gonna have a Davy back fight, and for the final pick, Luffy's gonna take the Straw Hat back.
I've always been a fan of the Davy back fights coming back up. Getting some use out of the Foxy series. So the Foxy Pirate actually had, like, implications to
I mean,
the story.
I feel like it did have, like, a narrative weight of, like, foreshadowing for Water 7. Because, like, it foreshadowed, like, losing crew members, and that was something that was, like, a big weight in Water 7.
Oh, absolutely. 6K swing coming into life here. Basically trying to make sure... gets 2K from the leader here. See if we get a rush. Yeah, here we go. Rush Kaido. I mentioned... What are you getting rid of? Getting rid of the Ben Beckman? Or getting rid of the Lucky Roo? Just get out of the way.
I can't get rid of the Beckman. Beckman's one cost too high.
Oh, okay.
So
Lucky
he
Roo?
gets to kill my blocker, but...
Yeah. Does it get the active or the rested one? Goes to the active one. Okay.
Yeah, the one that's a threat.
Absolutely.
So,
Ah,
the
you
future
say
sponsor, many such cases where I've seen people get into the card game or getting the anime because of the card game.
Right?
Because it is a really good card game.
Yeah.
And the anime is also fantastic.
It's like the one thing to finally convince people, because a lot of people see the chapters and like, that's just too much. It's a dedication that I'm not ready to get into.
Honestly, I'm gonna say something that might sound crazy. One Piece isn't that long.
It really isn't. No, if you really love what you're watching, you're going to get to a point where you're 4 or 5 months into it. And you're like, where's more episodes? What do you mean no amount of episodes? We had people getting caught up during the 6-month break that we were just under. All 1,000
Right.
chapters. They're completely caught up. And future sponsor says, after 200 episodes, I'm liking the anime. Yeah, you're going to keep loving it more and more because you can now get to the 400 episodes where the tears start flowing and the emotions start flowing. And then you're going to get up to 500 and you're going to see the greatest epic arc that of all time, still to this day, has been one of the best arcs to date. Doesn't mean the other ones are bad. I'm just saying that was just the like absolute peak for
Yeah,
it.
the Enel fight was great.
Oh, right? Yeah.
Just
Kingdom
seeing
Come.
just seeing Luffy be like Enel's natural counter in every way, and like Gum Gum Idiot was also one of my favorite moments.
Impel Down, personally, is my personal favorite by Stark. What's your favorite arc?
My favorite arc, honestly, Egghead was so good. Kuma's backstory was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And like all the stuff towards the end, which I'm not going to spoiler, because we have a thing where unless the anime's caught up to it, we're not going to do manga spoilers. But honestly, Egghead was so good.
Right?
Like Egghead was just genuinely fantastic, and I think that it is probably my favorite arc.
Okay.
It might be a bit of recency bias, but I will say Egghead was legitimately fantastic.
Yeah, it was definitely an emotional deck here. Ooh, and the alt art really looks. Is this enough to answer the Kaido?
No. I mean, we could swing into it with the Beckman, but I have possibility countering out of it.
So are we gonna KO the
Frankie. Yeah.
Frankie using the 2K, 3K from here with the building snake reduced it by 3, so we got 6 down
Yeah.
to what?
4.
So 7 to
Just
4?
out of Rayleigh range.
Yeah. So yeah, you can swing, but you got to defend a lot here. This is 5K from hand to defend. Oh, you have a Gum Gum Giant open too, so a
Yeah.
little bit easier. Looks like we're gonna see that play. Gum Gum Giant.
Yeah, it does mean that my next turn I'm going to be at 7 Dawn again, but my hand didn't have enough to like support a curve over that, so I wasn't really too bent up about it.
Absolutely. 6K going into Kaido, I imagine. Asking
Yep.
for more cards. Can you counter out of this one? You do! Wow, Kaido gonna stick around for this one.
Yeah,
Nice
I mean, it'll
defense.
still be 7K on my turn. Because the Rayleigh does stick.
Yeah, the Rayleigh sticks, but the Building Snake does not. Justice for Kuma. I agree with you.
Yeah.
And thank you for not elaborating. I appreciate that. It just helps with the no spoilers thing. But yeah, as soon as you get into it, you'll know what we're talking about. His backstory is amazing. It was so impactful that it impacted the author himself. A lot of people started thinking he was having eye problems because of a couple of pages that got bled onto from his tears. He wrote his own story and cried over his own character. That's how impactful his story was.
Right.
So, absolutely insane. I don't know. Have we seen it in the anime yet? I'm a little bit. a
Kuma's
couple chapters.
backstory?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
We're just about to get to it.
I'm curious how they're going to bring that in. Like, because when we saw it, the pages were blurry because of the tears, right? I'm curious
Is
if
that an
there's.
actual thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
I can show you the pages. The last couple of pages where they started showing the Kuma thing, there was some bleeding. Like, people thought he was having the same problem as the Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, Tagashi?
Yeah. They were thinking he had the same health problem coming in there, but in reality, it was just him crying over his own pages. Truly emotional. Yeah. Like, imagine writing a story so sad that you cry. Oh, is this using that cheaper effect?
The effect, yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm at 7, he's at 10.
Nice. All right, gonna get out a nice little Sanji blocker for 3. Set up a good wall.
Yep.
Good not to attack with a Frankie this late game because you are at 3, but he has a decent sized board here.
Yeah, more established board. 1 life. If I can survive these next couple turns, I think I have a decent shot. But this is when Shanks can finally start doing Shanks things, and that is a bit scary.
Right. Like, you don't have to worry about. You're still 1 life away from him to worry about Goldie Roger, but having a Shanks come out of the 10 on turn is going to be kind of
Yeah.
scary. I wouldn't say it's not recoverable, but it's very scary. Because it's going to require 5K response if he wants to attack the Kaido with Shanks, right?
Yeah, but I have a blocker. And
Yeah.
the Kaido's back at 10.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that the Shanks would be the only thing that could attack with it.
Yeah. Yeah, especially. Yeah. I think Mark right now is thinking about maybe loading up some Dawn for 2 different attacks. Because how many cards do you have in your hand at this point? What, 3?
Something like that.
So, All right. Okay, going with the Monkey D. Luffy rush here. 5 costs when attacking. You get to attach 1 Rested Dawn to a character or leader. So it can come as a 7 swing, or just make it like we're seeing now. The leader could become a 6K. Mark debating on this one. I love that this is just a free match, and he's just kind of like, he's so nervous he wants to make sure he's making the right play.
Right.
Here comes 6K swing into life. I guess trying to get some pressure.
2 1Ks out of me.
All right, hands a little bit lower here. Here comes Ben Beckman. Let's hope that he's got a blocker on his side, because you have an extremely good offensive board from your side to basically take the game. Here comes 8. Are we gonna get another life? Yep.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna need to see a blocker and then Otama hit the trash with the 5K or with the 5 character limit to the board state here. Here comes 4 down. Do we see it? Lucky Roo, also a good answer. But how many cards in Mark's hand? This is looking a little weak here. And you have a, what is this, give me your 10 down turn now back?
9.
Okay. 9 due to all the cost, the reduction here, but
Yeah,
still.
because of the Kaido.
Mm-hmm. Here comes the first
Got
swing,
6.
6. Smart. Makes the Lucky Roo block just kind of like, nah. So it looks like you're using leader ability to get 1K. Kaido's attack will likely get Lucky Roo'd.
Yeah, so I need another rusher to
Yeah, and you do have Sanji, you do have
Luffy,
yeah.
another Kaido potentially.
This is not a free match, there's Cloud on the line. Was it Cloud on the line?
No. I made that very abundantly clear. He was trying to finagle some things that I'm not going to spoil, but he was trying to finagle some things.
Yeah.
Saying that there was more to this match than initially led on, but no.
Yeah, I think we'll talk about that when we come back to us real quick, because he did have some really, really funny commentary about this. All right, here comes Rush Luffy, the answer we were looking for, leaving yourself with at least a 6K and a 10K swing with 1 life and 1 open dawn. Is it a radical divine departure that he happens to be saving? We'll find out here. Would it be the swing that he uses it? Otama for 6.
Okay, so that means that he lives.
Yep. Just enough here. Here comes Rush Luffy going in, what, board at this point?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rayleigh,
going
good
into
target.
Rayleigh.
Mm-hmm.
Although I think this is lights out for me because just too much of a board presence. 3 swings versus 1 life.
Mm-hmm. Monkey D. Luffy's going to be able to get one of those rested Dawn too. So if his top deck is some big chunky rusher, I think that that's going to be enough math to run this one down. Looks like you're sitting at 2 cards in hand.
Yep.
So math, basically I put him on the average of 3K counter for defense. Nothing open, so I don't have to worry about the Gum Giant. And I'm just talking averages here. Clearly, like, everyone plays worst case scenario, which is 4K counter in hand, right? Do you play the worst case scenario always?
Typically.
Okay. Ooh, Uda is going to get in for a slap here just to get some extra attacks in. Here we go. 5K Uda swing. I like this from Mark, trying to separate and get as many attacks off as possible. Gonna get a counter. But now down to only a 2K in hand, so that means any kind of 7K swings from here on out are guaranteed to hit with just 1 card in hand. And no active Dawn to defend. Imagine if you had an extra attack on the form of a restanding blocker. Yeah, right?
Restanding what blocker?
Tony Chopper! I love this.
Chopper restands itself.
Yeah,
Oh, the
Tony Chopper restander.
okay, but I would have had to play that on a previous turn.
Mm-hmm.
I would have had to 1 draw it, 2 play it, and 3, like, it actually would have had to live,
Yeah.
which is unlikely.
Ooh, a lot of no counter in hand here.
And it wouldn't have helped me block out the extra attack. That could have been literally anything. An extra, if I had any extra attack, I would have been fine. It could have literally been anything.
Sounds like every other card in your deck.
Okay, yeah, my point exactly. I have enough cards in my deck that fulfill similar niches. As I'm saying, I'm literally saying it wouldn't matter if it would have been the chopper. If I had any extra attack, it could have literally been anything. There was nothing different from the chop. Like, it didn't. The chopper would not have come up. It could have been literally anything. Any sort of attack would have done it.
Great commentary, great kickback here. Bruhain, welcome to chat. Good to see you. we're setting up the board right now just to get things ready for our first match. This is going to be round 1 of our championship series. Looking forward to seeing which one of these players can take it up to get the most amount of points. Mark is going to be back on the camera with the Shanks on the opposite side this time. Guys,
a little painful for you.
yeah, always making it painful. Jeez. Just got to keep moving. But got this. Get up the next one. We have a really cool matchup here. Blackbeard, something we haven't seen on camera in a while here. Another deck that's also been seeing a lot of play in competitive play. I'd say, what would you say the representation is, wagon percentage-wise here?
I can pull up the pie chart right now if you need me to.
You can, absolutely. I would love to. Love to see some actual stats. Let's see. While he's doing that, Kinetic Carnage, are we going to speak on what it was just one? Kinetic Carnage, I think it's appropriate that we talk about what was just one.
So what was just one? Absolutely nothing.
Kinetic, can you fill us in? Can you fill us in here? I think there's.
We don't want to
something missing.
spoil what happened at the end of the series. So currently, Blackbeard is sitting at 21%.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I remember what was on the line. Okay, no, we can't talk about what was on the line until the end, guys, because it gives away some of the second and third stuff. So no.
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that.
What? I bet it was one was Porter had to admit he was wrong.
I will admit when I'm wrong, free of charge, but that involves me being wrong in the first place.
Okay.
And anything you have said in this chat, Captain Literal, that I have disagreed with, I haven't been wrong on. So that involves me being wrong in the first place to admit when I'm wrong. Because I will admit when I'm wrong easily, but I have to be wronged in order to admit when I'm wrong.
Oh my God. I love the way that you guys two bounce off each other. It's hilarious. One of these days, we're going to put a ring on it. Let's just say it that. Captain Little says that involves you knowing the right from wrong. Oh my God. Here comes the pot. That's what we need. We need a Humbro pie pot. So we just stir the pot. The Humbro pie pot.
Look.
Go ahead.
I don't want to hear it from you, Captain Literal. When you think that Kobe is going to do anything in 11 meta.
We're going to make it work. We're going to make it work, Captain.
You're not.
We're gonna
No,
make it
you're
work.
not.
Yes. Wait for it, man. Wait for it. And then I'll tell you guys how to beat it, and then it'll never be good again. I'm going to do the same thing I did with 2020 Chopper. Guys, I told you guys that deck was the truth. I told you it was a good deck. For 4 weeks, I dominated the point schedule for the championship series. Like, every single week was topping with that deck. Every single week. And then I told you guys how to beat it, and I never won with that deck again. And that was my life.
Captain Literal, you're just being pedantic at this point if you're saying, yes, technically I'm reading it. However, it's a turn of phrase. Being pedantic like this is not how you actually get me to admit I was being wrong. All right? Also, I'm going to pull this card. Do you really want to, like, interrogate how an autistic person is speaking? You know that, like, I have a hard time reading social situations. Do you really want to be ableist like that? Is this really where you want to go? Is this really where you want to go, Captain Literal? Because I'll take it there. I'll take it there.
No, we're not going there. No. I love it. It's like...
So do I, Captain Literal. You have no grounds to stand on.
We got our disability ladder. Let's go. Okay, guys. I think we're getting a little off track. We'll get back on track here.
Let's stop this. This is going nowhere.
It's fun. It was fun, guys. One last one. Let's get into the actual gameplay here. And it's the most, yes, you were not there during that time. But this was, remember, I only really played competitively during the first season, guys. So it was towards the tail end of the first season or second season. I think, was the second season when I gave up?
Second season was the first season you competed in, and after that, I think you gave up.
Yeah. I couldn't do it anymore.
Weak.
I tried one event trying to play as a player, and the event did not work out well.
Just do the shadow clone jutsu. You don't know how to do that?
I've been working on it, dude. I've been trying, and it's difficult. I mean, I don't have a waterfall like Naruto had to study for the.
He didn't need a waterfall for the shadow clone. That was for the Rasen Shuriken.
Exactly.
What do you need a Rasen Shuriken for?
It's to go with my shadow clones. I'm thinking ahead. You're 2D chess Porter. You think 2 steps ahead.
No, personally, I like 5D chess with interdimensional time travel. Real game, by the way.
Oh, absolutely, it is. Yeah. Just put on a fake mustache and sunglasses. Hello, fellow player.
A fake mustache on top of his real mustache. Right? That is a funny visual. I'll give you that, Captain Literal.
Now I gotta make that happen. Who knows when I could pick up some fake mustaches?
Also, that would be painful because like the adhesive
Oh,
being
yeah.
on the
It'll rip.
mustache.
It'll
Ooh,
rip.
that sounds terrible.
It'll rip. Unrelated.
You'll have to
I
like
need to know where
tie
to buy
it.
these.
You would have to get like a fake mustache you can like tie around your head, like to have it be actually doable. But it is doable.
We'll see if we can make that work. All right, guys, we got round.
You can make anything work if you try hard enough.
That's fair. That's actually a good attitude. I like that. Let's
Like
get
some
it.
people are trying to make Kobe work.
Kobe is going to be a deck. We'll see. All right. So One Piece, the card
Yeah.
game. Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank
Let's
you,
get
Lil
into
Pancake.
it.
Let's talk card games. We've talked enough trash. We can talk card games.
Right. All right, this is going to be round one. Mark, back on camera. Now, this one actually matters. This is for the points. Going up against Greg and Blackbeard. So first, we're going to go over the deck list we literally just went over for the last round. So I'm going to be a little bit briefer with this for you guys. This one, the Rush version of Shanks. There are 2 or 3 different versions of it. There's a Zoo one. It's kind of a rogue deck. Can do well
That's
in
bad.
niche situations. Can do well. There's the Control version that you'll see from Wolf quite a bit, which does really well with the current meta. And then there's the Rush version right here, which I think is a all-in or nothing. It can do really well in these best of ones. It just needs to roll high.
As Little Pancake has said, in earlier points in the meta when it's less solved, aggro really is favored, and this kind of shows for that.
Absolutely.
Why we're seeing more aggro.
Kinetic Carnage says skip. No,
No.
we're not skipping this one. This one's going to be up against a. I want to talk about a few things here. I'd love the fact that you added the Goldie Roger. I'm always going to say this Tony Chopper is the truth. I'm not saying that just because I'm a diehard Tony Chopper fan.
No, this is legitimately one of the best red cards right now.
Right, and it's just so good. If you're playing red, you should be playing this. 2K counter, 6K body in your opponent's turn. It's so good. 2 different avenues of approach where you play this thing. Love the fact he's using the Uda Searcher. Big fan of body searchers because they become, as we saw in the last game, a nice little attack to get that math right for you. We have the Rush from the starter deck, Monkey D. Luffy, which allows you on attack to add 1 Rested Dawn to your leader or another character. You have yourself some control with Ben Beckman and Silver's Rayleigh trashing some cards. But then when you get to the late game, I dreaded Shanks, one of the needed answers, and I would say probably arguably one of the most needed answers for this matchup is going to be the Goldie Roger here. And mostly because he, once we get to the Blackbeard deck, you're going to see a lot of 12K blockers that are hard for a lot of decks to get around. And you need an answer in the late game that says, okay, I know you walled up with 3 Blackbeards. No more. I'm ending the game right now. And let's get through it. So definitely something that you're gonna want, and if sideboards ever become a thing, it's something you're gonna want to sideboard in red, because this matchup with Blackbeard I think is still gonna be relevant going into the next future formats. What do you think?
Yep.
Kinetic Hunter says I had 2 Rogers and dropped 1. Yeah, maybe you should have gotten back on. Yeah.
No, 1 is correct. As it's the most that it's as you should. One Roger is the way. You don't want to see it too much.
Yeah. Cap Literal says he's a good blocker. I've been trying to source a set of 4. Good luck. It actually is a rare card. It's one of the more expensive rare cards that's ever been printed. The Tony Chopper.
Yeah, it's like that and Gum Giant.
Yeah, both those cards actually really nice to see. Rare cards hold some real value. Hard to pull too. Very hard to pull. I've only opened up 2 boxes and only pulled 1. So I had to get lucky that because I'm so supportive around everybody else and then our community is so supportive, I was able to get the place that I needed for my smoker deck pretty fast. All right. Help me out here.
All right, so it's Blackbeard. I mean, pretty simple as. So we have Blackbeard. You're mainly just trying to turbo out tier 10 drop. Leader effect, you can't use on plays, and activate main, you can trash a card from your hand to share the love of no on plays with your opponent.
Yeah. What are the strong cards from here?
Burgess gets massive and can't be KO'd, so just gets really big and such. Kuzan has an absolutely ridiculous first line of text. This character cannot be removed from the field by card effects.
Yep. By card effects, guys. And removed from the field. So it means no bouncing, no bottom decking, no trashing, and no KOing.
Yep, and the win con in the deck. This 10-drop Marshall D. Teach blocker, so already a 12k blocker, ridiculous. Activate main once per turn if your leader has Blackbeard Pirates, and this was played this turn because it is an on-play without an on-play. Negate the effect of one of your opponent's characters, and negate one of your opponent's characters, and it can't attack until the next turn.
Absolutely devastating lockdown. Some of the games I've seen with this, getting 2 or 3 different Blackbeards is pretty much nights out for most decks once you get these back-to-back. And Isabel saying he's going to be trying a different version of this Blackbeard deck coming this Saturday. Looking forward to seeing what it is. Or Marco. I like that idea.
Yeah, hope you can make it out this Saturday, little
Yeah,
pancake.
it'd
It'll
be
be
good
nice
to
to
see
see
ya.
you.
Yeah. Hope things are going well with the newborn.
Right.
Kinetic says, unfortunately, I won't be there Saturday. Oh. All right.
So other than that, like we have Laboon, which we know from EVO1, massive card for this deck. We have Finger Pistol, Black Hole, and Liberation is all different types of removal, and pretty much the rest of the deck. And like we have the Doc Q's as removal as well, but like the rest of the deck is primarily just turboing to your 10 cost and getting a bunch of cards in trash for Burgess to do everything. Other than that, it's just 10 drop.
Do you say stage is pretty important for this deck?
Yeah, because you will need it to filter for 10 drop.
So, but how and levels like of necessary for decks. I've seen a lot of decks like the Rage deck. It really fumbles without it. It really
Yeah.
Is this one of the decks where this deck can deal without it, but it really loves to have it?
It loves
Or-
to have it, but it can definitely be without it. So long as you're able to still like cycle through your deck and find multiple 10 drops, you're fine.
All right. So
And
here,
it's just stage is a really good tool at doing that.
oh, absolutely, and a great turn one play. Aside from the rest of the cards we have in the deck for the turn one, most of those things are going to be just counters in hand. Kinetic Carnage says, I don't know if 10 drop Teach is a win con as much as a nail through the kneecaps. It definitely feels like the game is becoming more and more unwinnable. The first one hurts. The second one says losing hope. And the third one says I've lost hope.
What about the fourth one?
I'm already dead. The void is consumed me at this point. It doesn't matter about my screams anymore. They're gone.
What, you can't out 4 10 drops?
Right. No, it's not that
You
bad.
have Gold Roger in your deck.
I do. As an answer to it.
Get them to 0 life.
Or myself. Like you can get me to. All right, so here's a die roll. Mark 7.
I thought that was
Oh, Greg 7. Mark. Oh, we missed that.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we'll find out who goes first in just a minute. What do you think is more important in this matchup going first? Shanks going first or Greg going first with Blackbeard?
Honestly, this is a battle for going second. Because Greg wants his curve, and I'm guessing Mark probably wants to deny him his curve.
If that makes sense. Yeah. That is something to take note when you're playing against the Blackbeard. Take them off the evens if you can. Or, I'm sorry, take them, off the evens if you can. Force them on the play here. Cadet Carnage says, I see my opponent is It's the Mole. I've lost hope.
Don't let the 2-time manga champ intimidate you.
Right? He's just the 2-time?
And this isn't a manga tournament, so he doesn't have his superpowers.
Little Pound Cake says, just have a larger board and force the blocks over the
Yeah.
reach. That is an option, but I think one of the things that Blackbeard does well is control the board state. So it's very hard to get a long, wide board. It is an effective method of beating the deck. I just don't think it's easy to do because there's a lot of answers in this deck to dealing with wide board states, as well as like very powerful early game cards like the Burgess that just absolutely devastating. The longer the game goes, the harder that thing is to deal with. No, agrees with you. Nice. Yeah. You got some support out there.
Nice.
Take it. Captain Little says the way you beat Mole in pocket sand, then clear his board. Yeah, yeah. Pocket sand. I wonder if Vincent gets the reference. And he is a fighting game player, so I imagine he'd get the reference. He only won because I wasn't there. That's Greg is a 2-timer. He's a 2-time, not the 2-timer. So this is not semantics. We got to be very specific with this.
Yeah.
He's a 2-time, not the 2-timer. You got to make sure we
Yeah,
get some edits in
no, he
there.
is a 2-timer. He plays Street Fighter and One Piece. He's cheating on both of those games with each other.
That's fair. All right, both 5-life leaders out there. Mark the one on the play, so it looks like Greg probably won the die roll here. Neither player with a turn 1 play, correct?
I mean, they could have turn 1 plays, but they didn't.
Yeah. 3 Dawn turn for Mark. We'll see if he can add some pressure. Another thing that you can do against Blackbeard, add some early pressure if you can. It's one of those things you really want to add some pressure, make that hand-hating leader effect more of a detriment in the late game if possible.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, because either force them to take a lot of life early, meaning that you can go wide and have more aggression, or have them counter out and not be able to use leader effect all too much.
Exactly, and allowing you to have some on-plays, because I know on Mark's deck, he has quite a few very valuable on-plays, but Greg's smart enough to know this matchup. He doesn't need to use that discard ability to the late games and like the 7+ Dawn turns here. So, we're not...
Pound Cake says Mole isn't affected by sand because he's a mole.
He lives in the dirt sand. He was molded by it.
You merely adopted the sand. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see smooth ground till I was a man, and by the time I could, it felt. I don't know. I've actually never seen The Dark Knight Rises. I just know Bane posting.
That or he's already blind. That's evil.
All I'll say is he's a big guy for you.
All right, we had a salsa 6K attack that got triggered from life to KO. Yep, from the finger pistol.
Yep.
So.
But milling 10 drops, so that's one we don't have to worry about.
Right.
Hate
Look
to
at
see
that,
it. You always hate to see it. What?
I'm talking to Mark. Look at that. You got one less you got to worry about here. Hidihome and hey.
That's a name.
Yeah.
It isn't spelled the way
it's usually
but we're not
spelled.
gonna say it because we don't want to get banned.
Yeah, I know it's just like just means pervert or anything, but it doesn't. But yeah, man, I'm bad at reading. You're right. I actually am happy I am, because I don't know. We are family friendly, and it's okay with your name. I don't care if you have it or not. Just we are family friendly, so you won't see us say it.
We're not gonna
out loud.
say it.
Yeah, your name's fine. Not as bad as Home Pro Pie, right? Hey, I'm glad I mispronounced that one. Sometimes it helps in my benefit here.
Wait. Mispronounced Homebrew Pie in what way? How did you misspell your own username?
No. He's saying he's not as bad at reading as I am bad at reading.
Okay.
As a reference, and I'm right. He's right to say so. But I'm happy I actually said it wrong here. Sorry, my name has been with me for 10 years. I can't change it. I don't blame you. It's okay.
It's fine. It's whatever. We were all edgy teenagers at one point.
Absolutely. I have an email address I still give out to people that gets me to cringe every once in a while. And I'm never getting rid of it because of my junk mail email. So.
I mean, I'm not going to say it here because I don't want to get spammed, but I also have a pretty cringe email from elementary school.
Right. Yeah. No judgment here. Happy to have you. And congratulations, you're in the running for one of the packs we're giving away. This is round 1 of the championship. We have 2 more rounds after this, which after this break, we will be getting into back to back, and then we'll be getting those packs giveaway. But thanks for joining us. All right, back to turn on Greg, Kuzan, and Laboon.
Laboon.
Versus an Uda and a Shanks here, because like I said, Greg really good at cleaning the board up, making sure it's nice and clean.
Yep. And well, there goes the Uda.
There goes Uda. Yeah. So no longer Uda swing is going to be expected in the future matchup here. Cap Little says, my PS3 PSN was grandfathered in over accounts generations. I periodically get people who ask how I got away with it. Yeah. I mean, you grandfather. That's how you get away with it.
Right. Well, Pound Cake, well, I guess that explains how you have 2 kids now.
Yeah, right? that kind of comes along with it. All right, so Burgess finally on the field here. Looks like we got a plus 1K power at least at this point, from what I can tell from the board state here.
That's 5 in trash. Now
plus
7.
2?
No, 7.
No, 7. Okay, now, yep.
Now
Plus 2.
2.
So we got a plus 2K here from Burgess. Remember, it gets a plus 1K for every 4 cards in the yard. So we're going to see this thing just get bigger and bigger. And has the ability to dodge KO effects. So really annoying.
Yep.
Now 2 of these Burgesses. 2 7K bodies that just get stronger
All right,
the more
and
things
we've
go.
used leader now. I'm guessing that's what that marked for, because Greg likes to mark when he's used leader effect.
Absolutely. And kind of important, because this is the turns where Mark's deck really needs those on plays. Here. Laboon Brook. Yeah. Oh, the alt art with the book on the back is amazing. I love that one. Wait a minute. That's counter dice for MTG. It is. And it's sitting in the dice jar for that very reason.
Well, they had to be used for a good card game at some point.
Right? Judge, I don't think that's a judge-worthy call.
Look, I was pseudo-judge because I had to be the one to solve a ruling dispute at one point
that's true,
in
yeah.
the rounds, so
Yeah.
I say it's fine. I don't care. Look, they may have screwed up getting me for the judge exam that one time, but I'm going to be taking it again soon, and hopefully this time I'll actually be able to take it and pass.
I hope so too.
But, like, I'm the closest thing to a judge that Lifelink regularly has.
Well, technically we have lifelink. He passed.
Oh, he did? Nice. Okay, so other than Chris, who was too busy,
All right. Porter, how can you insult Fortnite TCG?
because I actually like being able to play the game and not having to dealing with like spending $1 million for one deck.
Hey, homie's taking the test too. Good luck,
Nice.
homie.
Good luck,
Seriously.
good luck for you.
Really
I
hope
think
so.
what the calendar comes out tomorrow. To schedule.
Oh, here we go. Our first big play. This one, remember, no on play is going to be active, so this is really. Ooh, this not needed. The
We
on
don't
play.
have the rest of Dawn, but we do
Get
just
this
get the
Russian.
9K swing. We just get the guy, which is good enough.
Absolutely, and something he's going to need to, because you notice Greg not attacking with these Burgesses. Doesn't want to make them vulnerable to attack until he knows that these things are a lot easier to defend, and knows he can use them as a late game win
Right?
condition.
And here we go.
Oh,
Teach
geez.
number 1.
Yep. So no longer is this dragon going to be able to attack, and there's the ability of Shanks now disabled,
Yep. So now we can swing face safely.
and not get that free counter. Gets a 1K counter out of Mark's hand. We're finally going to see our first swing for one of the Burgesses, asking for 2.
Look, Captain Literal, I'm a former Yu-Gi-Oh player who had to deal with chain links. The stack doesn't seem that bad to me.
Oh, you wait till you get into it. It is pretty bad. All right,
Oh, I'm
Batman's
sure it
kick
is,
course
but-
going to get over the next attack. It is a nightmare. Especially with power creep that we've seen recently, it is a nightmare to navigate. And let alone trying to get people to replay the cards, because some people like to just throw the cards in the trash. And it's like, you got to keep them in the chain, bro. We got to know when and what was played at what time, so we can
I
roll back.
mean, there's an infamous Yu-Gi-Oh image of a Tearlament mirror match, which, like, they had all the cards spread out from the graveyard for chain links and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That was way after your time.
Yeah,
But
I never got. I I got banned way before chain links came in.
no, chain links were in the game since day one. That was just a basic mechanic of the game.
Oh, but I'm talking about those the link monsters.
Oh no, these aren't. No, I'm talking about like just chain links of like.
Oh, yeah,
Because
this
a
card.
million effects resolving all at once.
Yeah. It was better as described in the game. I remember that now. The digital game where they go chain link 1, and they would just animate that little chain. Yeah. I just threw up in my mouth when you mentioned the chain link. I don't blame you.
it's whatever.
I don't
It's
blame
just the effect that was activated the most recently resolves first, and then you go down from there. It's not that bad.
A lot easier than the stack. I'll give you that. And I love that the stack was around, so they just had to come up like the chain. What else links things together here? It's annoying more than anything.
No,
Okay.
it really isn't.
That can be for other people. You're fair.
Look, it's not as annoying in Yu-Gi-Oh! As some mechanics like missing the timing,
Yeah,
which
right.
is the most pedantically annoying mechanic ever. So you have to be on the lookout if your card says if or when, and if it says when, the card immediately sucks because of the most unintuitive mechanic of all time.
Ooh, another 8K, another dragon. All right, so still able to add some pressure. Unfortunately, now he has to fight against a 12K blocker.
Yeah.
So this one not going to be near as strong.
Oh, we didn't turn off on play?
Yeah, it's all.
Oh,
plays are
yeah,
turned
no,
off,
that was an active Dawn. I just attaching Dawn and
Okay, 6K coming into life here. We're going to correct the powers here. Both these things at 8K. Probably asking for an update so we can see if we can attack. Yeah,
Block.
easy block choice here from Marshall to Teach. I think if we see another Teach, this game is pretty much wrapped up.
Yep.
But we'll see. We'll see.
Oh,
Mark
okay.
still has an option.
We have 4 potential swings this turn. This could just be a game shot,
Yeah.
but we could also just hold it off another turn.
I think if I'm Greg, oh gosh, back to back. All right, this is where hope begins to dwindle.
I mean, with all due respect, how are you not prepared for Blackbeard at this point?
You could be as prepared as you want. It's still like a shot in the kneecap, as was adequately put within the chat here. All right, Laboon even getting in for an attack here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 5k power body.
Yeah,
It can attack.
Laboon just ramming his face into Shanks. Let's see how it works. Probably a lot better than trying to hit the red line. That's for sure.
I mean,
Shoot
you know, Shanks has a pretty terrible record against giant sea monsters, right?
That's fair. That's absolutely fair. 5K coming into life here. Remember, his leader ability is turned off because of the martial teach, so he's not able to just negate one of these attacks. Both these attacks clear, going to get in for some, require some counter from Mark's hand here, and you don't need to give a 2K for a simple 5K swing, so it's not looking good for Mark here for when it comes to counter. There's still 3 solid attacks left. Ooh, 3 solid attacks here. Come 8K for the first purchase. We'll see if Mark can block this one.
No, I understand that, Captain Literal, but at the same time, he still lost, even if it was a voluntarily loss. A loss is a loss.
Yeah. 8K swing coming in. If this one does not get responded to, I do not see him countering out of a 12K swing.
Right.
Here comes our first Rad Beam, maybe? No, Divine Departure. That's right. So that'll be for 8, and then he needs to give an additional card. Oh no, it'll take... I don't see this 12K working here. Whether
He could also just be safe and leave
No,
it
just-
up
yeah.
and not die. Because
yeah.
next turn we have this wrapped up.
Yep.
Don't want to accident. Although, now we do have to be worried about Roger.
Yep. Roger comes down right now. This could be game ender. Only one of these dragons can attack.
Yeah.
So this could be it if Mark can see it on the right time.
So it
Will
would
Brett
be-
get punished by not going for game when he could have? Yeah. Well, I did do a slight misplay because, yeah, Roger. Yep. See, 5K swing coming into life here. Gets a counter from hand. 9K swing.
9. Guessing we're blocking.
Yeah.
Okay, now we don't have to worry about the Roger.
Yeah, Roger is no longer a threat here. All attacks off, even if he gets, like, what's the
Yeah,
best
we
play?
should have.
Double
If we
blocker?
had the Roger, we should have played it first.
Mm-hmm.
Because that.
Oh, if he plays the Roger now, I'm gonna be crying inside.
Okay, 4.
Here's a blocker. Okay, so Mark's gonna try and wall up for this turn. I don't think it's gonna be enough though. Not against this
No,
board.
we have so many attacks.
Yeah, can literally just empty out the
blockers.
hand. Lucky Roo not gonna do anything against these Burgesses because it does have the can't be KO'd effect.
Yep. The only thing I could KO here is the Laboon, but we're probably swinging with the Laboon first.
Right. So two blockers. Nice to see it, but I don't think it's gonna be enough here. This board just too
2
devastating.
blockers versus 5 attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're fine. No Roger.
Okay,
says
so they
Kinetic
didn't have it.
Carnage.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, you just have to have it.
Right. Imagine if it was double S started at 21 Luffy.
Not even sure if that. Maybe.
Yeah, I think that would have given enough attacks. I don't know how much Greg had in counter in hand.
Well, no, because we would have still had the one teach,
He had to block one of the teaches.
and then we had 1 life.
Yeah, no, that would not have done it actually. You're right. Here we go. 8K swing is the first attack. Now this leader ability is active now.
But it's still asking for 2 cards minimum.
Yep. Which is why you're seeing an 8K swing here. Lucky Roo gonna get blocked in KO. Okay.
Okay, well, we got use out of it when we could. Another 8.
Maybe get the leader and that Divine Departure he's been trying to get rid of every turn.
We do have 1 active for the Divine Departure.
Yep. No, Uncle Roger. Yeah. Those were 9K swings.
Oh, 9K. Oh, okay, because, yeah, there's 2 more active now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Yep, I missed that. Thank you for the catch. The way that Don stacked it, a little bit harder to see. All right, got a block. Here comes the first 12K. I don't think there's going to be enough in Mark's hand to block out of this, but here we go. Divine Departure. Using leader ability. That's 4K. 6, 7K. That's 12. That's not enough. That's 12 to 12. And it's immediate. Needs 1 more to, and then 2 no counter with the Shanks and the Rayleigh left in hand. That's going to do it for round 1. Great. Congratulations on the win. Blackbeard hosing it down as he locks up the board with double Marshall D. Teach. Knocking it down for this tournament. All right, guys, we're going to go and take a quick break from this one, and we're going to come back with our final last 2 rounds. Best of 1, 2, and 3. We're going to find out who's going to be on our leaderboard, who's the top players in some of the board state. Looking forward to seeing how those matches play out, and at the end of that, we're going to be giving away 2 free packs, so stay tuned. We got 2 really quick matchups, some decks that we've seen before, and some decks we haven't. Can't wait to check them out. Find out who it is when we come right back.
like we're stuck in frozen time, forgetting to kiss me a goodnight. I wouldn't dare to ask twice. I listen to the same goddamn cassettes, and the radio's trying to test. No more can we go on like this. It's a two-way street. I hope you change your ways. You're always playing games. Our love hasn't been the same for a while. You think that love remains? Well, that's okay. You just play your video game. You just play your video game. I hope you change your ways. You're always playing games. Our love hasn't been the same for a while. You think that love remains? Well, that's okay. You just play your video game. Go ahead and play. Oh. Miss hearing the words I speak at night. It feels like we're stuck in frozen time. You buy me flowers when you realize, and you pray that it can make things right. I've danced in the same goddamn duets, and the discos try to test. No more can we carry on like this. I've had enough of this shit. I hope you change your ways. You're always playing games. Our love hasn't been the same for a while. You think
to Homebrew Pie. I'm your host, Jimmy D. With me.
Porter.
Yes, actually, that's a very good comment from Little Pound Cake in the chat. Don't start sports gambling. I don't condone it. Don't support it. Don't do anything with it.
Gamble on booster packs instead.
Yeah, gamble for fun, for random stuff, for egos.
Do it on cardboard.
Yeah.
Cardboard is such a more safer investment than sports gambling, isn't it?
The anti-system is probably one of the most hated periods of the time for Magic the Gathering. I don't know if I want to bring up the anti-system.
When you had to bet cards?
From your deck. Because if you remember the Yu-Gi-Oh! Was it?
Battle City arc?
Yeah, the Battle City arc. That was actually a thing in Magic the Gathering where people used to ante up cards in there, and it was one of the most dreaded
I remember
time
there
frames.
was like a VTuber card game that wanted to bring back the anti-system like recently.
I think that's going to bring in way too many feel-bad moments for people back.
No, like if you're spending a lot of money on a card and then you're like, oh, I lose, I have to give it up. That sucks.
Yeah.
Like anti-systems like that are dumb. I don't like them.
Personally, I like betting for things that just don't matter. And if I do bet, it's with money I don't care about, and I don't care about losing. Because at the end of the day, never bet with money that you can't afford to lose. Because you're always going to lose. And betting is a losing game. The house always wins at the end of the day. And whether you think you can get that one lucky day, eventually you're going to think you can do it again.
So here's the thing. Statistically, you are what, like 23 hands of blackjack away from being a billionaire? Mm-hmm. Just remember that. It's only 23 hands. It's only 23 hands, folks. It's that easy. You just have to win, and the casino just can't kick you out.
Yeah, they're right. That's not actually the case. In fact,
They won't stack the deck. The house always loses. That's what they always say, right? That's the phrase. The house always loses. This is a charity, folks. It's charity. It's free money. It's free money, folks. You just have to believe.
I don't think I've been this red since I don't even know when. But no, never bet. Seriously though, never bet with stuff that you can't afford to lose, because the house will always win. And in this blackjack analogy here, as soon as you get 10 hot hands, there are already eyes on you and they're going to kick you out. I've seen enough people, especially even YouTubers out there, that'll go out there and they get kicked out of casinos just for being too good. They don't have anything on them for being cheaters, but if you win too much, they can just kick you out. Like, that's what it's come down to. It's like, law sports betting is dumb. Shiny cardboard holds value. That's what I'm talking about, right? At the end of the day, when you get yourself some nice shiny cardboard at the end of the day, you're gonna be able to at least have something with you at the end of the day. That's what I like. Sports betting.
You don't like owning steak in sweaty men? In big buff sweaty men? You don't like owning a little piece of their value?
You know, honestly, it's funny because I have a couple of group friends from work that love talking about their betting in sports, love talking about it. And I'll hear all their ups and down stories. I remember a friend went up like tremendous amount of money and then lost all of it, then some, the next day. And I was just like, oh, this is what
Just
happens.
remember, 99% of gamblers quit before they make it big.
That's just not a thing. It's not a thing.
No lonely Doombot. You just have to remember, 99% of gamblers quit before it gets big. Keep chatting. This costs you nothing, but the reward could be phenomenal. We could pull a manga.
Little Pancakes are out there. All right, Little Pancake, if you can figure out the code to raid the board, also raid the chord so I can get the exclamation point join thing to work again. Like, I'm still hand jamming this. Let's go get it. No.
Ah, dang it. I can't stop winning. I can't stop winning. I can't stop winning.
Oh, I cannot stress enough how gambling will ruin your life, guys. I can't. Please, just stick with something that
As someone who has dove in slightly into gacha games before,
yeah.
and I have to say, slightly, because I know what whales are for gacha games.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know whaling is like $10,000 a month. I've never
Yeah.
done that much. I don't have $10,000 a month. I don't think I've ever had that. I don't think I've ever had $10,000 in my bank account at all.
The simple definition of a whale is more money than sense. That is the simplest definition of a whale. You have way more money than sense. Keep back buying packs. You'll hit eventually. Honestly, that's arguably accurate.
Well, at least that
but-
one is statistically possible because a box is going to have hits in it.
Right? I mean, your best bet in the statistics is buying a box.
If you buy 10 cases, you'll hit a manga. It won't pay you back for the full 10 cases, but you'll have other cards too.
Yeah, you're beating the odds. You're playing against the actual giveaway, the possibilities of getting these things. And sometimes you get cards that are just great to play with. So, I mean, nothing wrong with it so long as, again, you always live within your means, guys. That is the key to all of these things. Live
You don't
within
need a
your means.
house. You need a max rarity shank stack.
Right. Sauce Mama, good to see you. Thank you. Welcome for the chat. All right, guys, we have 2 more rounds of this awesome content. Round 2 and round 3 back to back because they are best of 1 First one on camera, Porter
Me.
versus Slacktide, who you might have seen on some of the other streams before, getting up some massive points here, coming back with the Edward Newgate build. So we're going to showcase Usopp, God Usopp, versus Newgate here.
The one
shortly.
and true
Yeah.
God, our true Lord and Savior. He lied for our sins.
Homie says, yeah, EBO2 just will be my set where I pull a manga. Maybe, that might be.
Pull the Luffy.
Pull the Luffy there.
And if you don't, pull the manga Luffy next set in OP11. 4 manga Luffys.
And it arguably will
Three
be.
in a almost 3 in a row. If it wasn't for OP10, we would have 3 manga Luffys in a row.
I wouldn't be too surprised if this one becomes the second highest rated value, because we know how utility it is in the decks.
Right,
Are
and
gonna
there's
start
also
dominating.
Luffy's iconic gear second pose.
Mhm.
That's going to make it worth a lot, I think.
Yeah.
Just the fact that it is Luffy hitting the gear second pose.
Right. Gear 5 was the biggest and still the biggest selling, and it had the reason for that because it was a short printed set.
Homie, you have OP12. The manga could be Robin. We don't know what it is yet, but
Yeah.
it could be.
Yeah. Gear 2 Luffy manga, I need it. Right, Lonely? I'm with you.
Right. But if you don't get it, OP11, they have the Gear 2 event, which is going to have the alt art in the manga style.
Right?
So you'll have a consolation for an easier one to get in 11 at least.
Absolutely. And actually, just a heads up news for the rest of you guys. I wasn't going to spoil it, but it seems to be the constant chat in the chat box. I will be buying one EBO2 box for the community box. So we will be having one EBO2 box, brand new, out fresh for you guys. This is going to take away from my availability for how many boxes I can buy because we had such a short printing here. But I want the community to get their chances on it.
Low
and see
Pake,
what we
I
got.
love a Manga Kuma. Manga Kuma would go crazy.
Right?
Especially, I definitely see Manga Kuma because we are getting to that part in the anime. I would love a Manga Kuma. That would be delightful. Kuma
Right.
is one of my favorite characters. His backstory was phenomenal. I would love a Manga Kuma.
Let's hope. So after tonight, we're going to have 3 more polls. That means 3 more nights of this, and in almost directly in time, we'll have 2 packs that we're going to be giving away towards the end, and then we'll be right into EBO2. EBO2, baby. That's where we can start our new box and our new community box.
Or OP8 box.
No, I'm going to do it with EBU. I'll start off with EB. We'll keep the OPO8. We're going to wait for that to get older.
Wait for the cards in that one to actually be valuable, other than the Rayleigh.
The Ray, yeah. We'll see. I mean,
I
like.
mean, although by that point we might have PRBR02 and the Rayleigh will be worthless.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see.
Print the Rayleigh into the ground.
I'm looking forward to looking at what the spoils are going to be like. And PRB is going to be another one I want to invest heavy in. But yes, I will be giving you guys an opportunity to get your hands on some of these very limited cards because remember, it's going to sell pretty fast. We've heard from the distributors this is a very short printed set. So it's going to be...
Why is Bandai doing
I
this?
don't know why. They never reprinted OPO1.
EVO1.
EBO1, sorry.
They
and-
did reprint OP1.
Yeah, they did. I'm sorry. EBO1. They never reprinted it, and I hope they change, but all we can work on is history. Sorry. So all we're going to be able to
Right.
know is that this lucky
Although EBO1 was also in historically a time of very little printing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was towards the tail end of when they didn't print enough sets. OP7 was the first set that they actually printed with enough stock.
Absolutely. And they've been trying to play with the numbers, but I think like the last one that we got shipping from, we had a very healthy allocation. It wasn't the desired allocation, but it was healthy. Something we could actually work with, and we actually got to keep boxes for more than a day,
I mean,
which was nice. But this one, I don't know. Captain, I don't know. We're hoping from OP13,
12 maybe?
maybe.
We do have the super, although Little Pancake says it's going to be Kuma, and I'd rather have Kuma than Robin.
Right. Kuma sounds like it'd be awesome. Alrighty, guys, let's get into the deck list for our round 2 of this matchup. Porter on God Usopp versus Slacktide on Whitebeard. Should we do an EX unboxing? Oh, Carnage! No, don't open that box. Carnage is the one that purchased the second place EX box, like the one I have behind me. Don't open it, bud. It's worth $140 sealed. The cards inside don't even go for $80.
It could have a manga, though.
Oh my god. No, Captain Little, don't encourage him. Keep
Open
it
your sealed product. It's always more. It's meant to be open. You're denying it its purpose.
Hey, Joe.
Value doesn't mean anything.
Do it.
Value is completely. The value is a social construct. Opening the packs is a memory that'll be unforgettable.
If you're gonna open it, I'll put it on camera. That's all I ask. If you're going to, but don't. All right, so this is your deck.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Go ahead.
Okay, so this is Usopp. This is a crazy strong deck. We have some very powerful cards, but first off, this is one of the most important cards. If your leader has Dressrosa type, your Dressrosa characters can attack the turn they're played. You need to see the stage for the rest of the deck to really function, because we have these great cards like this Cavendish on attack, draw 2, trash 1. If we're able to crash this into a character turn 1 after playing it, is very powerful. We have this Zoro, which taps leader or stage, KO a 4 cost or less, then trash 2 from the top of your deck. Very powerful.
Keep going. I'll read the text.
And then we have the star of the show, the Rebecca. If there is a character with cost 8 or more, Usopp gives all your Dressrosa characters with 2 cost or higher plus 1 cost, so this fulfills its own condition in this deck. Reveal 2 Dressrosa characters, play a 7 or less, other than Rebecca, and then play 2 characters with 7 or less, other than Rebecca. You cannot play Rebecca off of Rebecca, which, for the best.
Makes no sense.
Also means you can't play the Searcher off of Rebecca, but...
And talk to them about how the leader effect actually combos with this.
Oh, yeah, no. Okay, so leader effect, all your Dressrosa characters cost 2 or more game plus 1 cost. Good for insulating against black, and also makes your Rebecca not have a requirement. And then on your opponent's turn, once per turn, if your Dressrosa character would be removed from the board or KO'd by battle, if you have 5 or less cards in hand, draw a card. Cycle a card.
Yeah,
Argue-
turn every single one into a Sanji, essentially.
Yep. And then we have this Bounce Man Luffy, attacks active characters, put 7 back, restand, doesn't become active
That's a
during the
closer.
next turn.
That's a closer. Yeah,
No, this isn't a closer. This is just utility.
I think you've been able to close with this deck, with this card against
No,
you several times.
you close with this card a lot, but it is also just good utility. It's not just a closer.
Oh, yeah. I'm saying, but it is a closer. It is
Yep.
a closer.
We have this Kairos on play, bounce 5 or less to the owner's hand. So we have what is known as the RKZ combo, which is Rebecca, Kairos, Zoro. He's able to easily put out a lot of big bodies and
KO in response to.
and also, yeah, get rid of a lot of things. Gum Gum King Kong Gun, which a lot more builds are playing multiple of, which convinced me to do it because this helps a lot of matchups, especially red, actually, which we actually are probably going to see this come up in this upcoming game. We have one of your Dressrosa characters gains plus 6,000 for 3, so very strong there. Then if you have 15 or more cards in your trash, which this deck can easily do, it draws a lot of cards and can do that. We get double attack. And we have a fantastic trigger of draw 3, trash 2.
Nice.
Graceful Charity on your trigger as well.
Yeah. And how does that combo out with the Monkey D. Luffy?
It doesn't even have to combo with Monkey D. Luffy, but this can attack twice for a lot of damage.
Yeah. 13k for 2 life. That's a pretty impressive swing there.
Right,
Homie,
but
go ahead.
it even makes her, like, chump searchers and stuff, 8k power swings,
Yeah.
which comes up a lot.
Huge swings. Homie out there saying we are getting 2 alt art Robins in a row from EBO2. 11 doesn't exist. 12 because she's an SR. Remember that alt arts for mangas, you always get an alt and a manga. Rayleigh was an alt and a manga. The new Monkey Luffy coming out is an alt and a manga. So I mean, regardless how many alts you get, the manga is what everybody chases. And I think
Right.
having a nice little Robin, because she is a fan favorite, especially for cosplayers. When we went out to Bondi Card Fest, no, it was One Piece Day. I saw every version of Robin from every arc there. It was so I don't know.
wasn't at One Piece Day. I couldn't go. I should have gone. The promos would have paid for the trip. I'm
hands
so
down.
mad at myself. I'm kicking myself for not going, but
Yeah, that Udadon's still pretty expensive here. Captain Little says, I'm hoping to pull an Altart Ruben from EO2. Yeah, same here. Hope so. And only 1 Guts. Maybe replay with Frankie.
So, Gyat's, it's alright. It allows you, your Dressrosa character, to attack active characters. I'm playing one of now. It's, like, it doesn't come up enough to warrant running more than one, but it is a solid card.
And Captain Little saying that if a Robin manga ever gets printed, he'll buy too many boxes.
Just buy the single. Just buy the single, man.
Chase the cards. But it's hard. Yeah, he's right. Buy the cards when you're looking for them, especially if there's something you desperately
Buy single
desire.
over sealed.
Yeah. I'm like, there's so many cards that just, it's not worth trying. I'd rather buy like a manga, or I'm sorry, an alt art smoker leader than try to chase it. Because right now it's just not, it's not my day. All right. Well, I mean, some people just want to pull it. I get it. It's just one of those
I
things
mean,
where
I
you
would
know
love
that
to
you
pull
earned it.
Manga Law last set, but it was 2 people other than me that did it.
Yeah. I need to pull the Robin. Yeah. Well, which Robin were you talking about, homie? Because there's a lot of good ones out there.
I think they're just talking about the hypothetical manga.
Okay. All right. That's fair. All right. I can definitely feel where you're coming from, because I feel like sometimes when you yourself hold it brings some value to that in a good memory to that event. There's been some really cool times when I pulled some big money cards where I was just like, man, that was a good day. I was just rolling all on fire.
I mean, I remember when I pulled my gold Zorodon, I absolutely lost my mind.
Right? Like,
Yeah, no, I just it was out of a couple of packs that I got for the Floofy starter decks. I brought them over to my tabletop group, and I was just like, we're just gonna open up some packs for fun, and I'm like, I actually thought that it was a guaranteed gold manga because the Dawn was in the back, but in the Japanese ones when we had Kaizo TCG, hook us up with being able to open up some Japanese PRV, and the manga wasn't or the Dawn was in the front. So I thought that because the Dawn was in the back, it meant gold Dawn, but
Yeah,
I
'cause
was
you're-
right, but only for that one. But hey, I got the most expensive gold manga out of the set,
Yes.
and was able to trade it for Altart OP1 Law.
Yeah. One of the leaders you've been chasing for a long time. And it was really
Yep.
nice, because even though it wasn't the card he kept, it was a card that got him to something he's been chasing for a long time. So even in that, there's the story of having pulled it. So yeah, I completely understand where you guys are coming from wanting to pull it. Alrighty, get into the next one. Edward Newgate, our red leader, 6 power red leader here. This one with the downside of adding a card from the top of your deck to your life cards to your hand.
That is not a downside.
You are adding a lot of cards to your hand, so Pudding Beware it is probably the most dreaded card that you can see against this deck.
Honestly,
Not to mention,
it counters out enough that Pudding actually isn't that big of a deal.
I think against blue you should probably be cognizant to counter out more in the beginning games and make Pudding less of a strong play. Because I've seen a lot of Edward Newgate players get very comfortable with drawing all those cards and trying to keep a fat hand towards the end game. Because of course during the end game is when you're going to have 1 or less life, because it will in 5 turns get you down to the point where you have nothing left and you're a couple swings from death. Remember, you can go and focus on board. So I mean, the downside, not necessarily adding a card to hand, but allowing your opponent to realize that playing board state control until you get to the late game and getting the big swings at the late, end game might be the way to play around this one. But this one doesn't want you to get to the end of the end game, because it's trying to beat you at face with some high level good rushers in the early games, trying to beat you before you even get to 10 Dawn. Sanji, just a nice little 7k swing with this one here. It gets plus 3,000. Usually put 1 down underneath it. Get yourself a nice easy 7k swing from this, and replace itself 1 KO'd. You get yourself this amazing Bornorazor. Good catch, brother. Let's see if we can get some napkins or towel. There you go.
Sorry, I
Oh,
messed
no
up
worries.
your
You catched it.
fancy sticky notes a little bit.
It's alright. This Warlord Zoro, Dawn ×2, this character gains Rush. That means it's gonna have 7k swing with this one. And on KO, brings out another character of 6,000 power or less, as long as it's Monkey D Pirates. You get this 5-cost Rusher, which allows on attack to add 1 Rested Dawn to a character or leader. This actual Rusher in Portugas de Ace, this one usually used because it's very resilient to removal.
But we also get to use that first effect because we actually are playing a Whitebeard Pirates deck.
Right? Once per turn, if this character would be removed from the field, that means bounce, bottom of the deck, trashed, or KO'd by an opponent's effect, you may give this character minus 2,000 power during this turn instead. So, really resilient against those triggers that like to try and bottom stuff, or really resilient against those one-hand removal cards that people often have. And as long as they play it at the right amount, right time, you just nullify that ability. Or they can play it smart, get the removal, get the reduction, and then attack into it, because you can still KO this by battle. Also, we have this 7-cost 7k rushing on play. Give up to 2 of your opponent's characters minus 3,000 power during this turn. And if your leader is Whitebeard Pirates, you get a rush. Then we go into the 8-cost character. This dragon, just about a staple in all red decks for good reason. Why? Because on play it adds 2 Rested Dawn to a character or leader. So this thing can come in as 11k or make your leader a 8k in this situation. So you get an 8 and a 9 just on the 8 Dawn turn for the swing. Nice little counters in hand. You get the Radical Beam, which fits perfect in this deck because you're going to be at low life based on your own leader ability. And you get a 4k counter, which puts your leader at a casual 10,000 power for that one attack. Bad Manners Kit Course. Why? Because there's a lot of non-counter in here. And Divine Departure, the 1 cost 3 power or 3,000 power increaser on the counter or on your turn. A 6 Dawn cost to KO up a character with 8,000 power or less. Perfect, because it has Kid in the back, and if you guys have seen the anime, Divine Departure was Shank's finishing move to what we think Captain Eustace, Captain Kid's last
Finishing
hurrah.
move? That was a starting move.
Start and finish. All right, so here's the deck. We've got ourselves a red versus an Ugad Usopp. Put your bets in the channel. We're going to find out who's going to make it into the finals. One of these two going to be representing the chance for winning the most amount of points during this championship. The loser going to try and put themselves in at least the top 4. We'll find out. Slacktide, Porter, head-to-head. Let's see. Do you remember who started this one?
I don't remember.
Well, I gotta catch up here on chat. Little Captain Literal said after. Let's see, man, I'm really behind. Really behind. So Lonely Dubot says Robin manga. I'm just gonna buy it, and then says can leave that one in the heart of the cards. Yeah, all right. And Homie says I'll be 3 boxes when I buy. Yeah, 3 boxes is a good number. I hope it'll be purple or gold so you can use it in Robin leader deck. Yeah, same. Captain
Yellow,
Little's-
not gold.
Yellow, sorry.
I mean, they said gold, but it should be yellow.
Yeah. Though it might just be just grade and display in my room. Honestly, if I'm getting a manga, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to display it after I give one away for you guys, hopefully. I'll probably do
What if it's a
2.
chopper?
Oh, that's going to be hard. But lucky I'm never going to see an EBO2 or EBO1 for the rest of my life. These sets get more expensive every time. Yeah, they do. I just sent to Manga Law. Ooh, SP Zoro Juro to get graded. Good luck, Kinetic. I wish you the best of luck. Those gradings can sometimes be great, but I know that the card quality for One Piece has been phenomenal. So good chance of getting a high rating for this
Yeah.
one. And then Lonely Doombot says got a Manga Zoro graded and displayed. Yeah. Yeah, that's like the second most expensive right now. I think it's at $900 now with the still leader, the Gear 5
I mean,
Luffy.
I think the most expensive is the Roger, which last I checked was like 7,000.
Oh yes, the gold Roger. You're talking about the gold Roger, the one that's very, very hard to get. I think we're gonna get introduced into a new level when we get the gold Luffy that is actually printed with real gold. Now I'm really nervous about that one getting printed in the US because
Because
that
that's
means
going to be weight boxes.
yeah, that is so easy to weigh. Gold does have a lot of weight to it. So
Gold is very heavy.
hoping that's not the case, and hoping to just make sure that no shops have a weight machine. Send Jimmy a resale pack of EBO1 with a manga chopper in it. Jimmy has to be given away a chopper manga. That is evil. That is evil. What did you wake up just want to be evil today?
Yeah.
Wow.
Who doesn't want to be evil?
Isamo says waiting for my teach to come back from grading. Oh, excellent. Yeah. Tell us what you get when you get there. Little Pancake says I've got some buggies out for grading, and that's Uso Hachi. Nice. All right, 6K swing coming in to this later because he has to if he wants to get a swing in at all.
Yep, just wanted to bait the counter out of hand. Didn't expect to actually do anything, but
Captain Literal says I wake up evil every day. I'm a Robin player. Fair enough. All right, 6K swing coming into life here, asking for a 2. Let's see if Porter gives it to him.
or I could block, cycle
Yeah.
a card, because this is one of the best things about Usopp is that your chump blockers become cycling for cards. Playing on a Zoro, not doing much right now, can't
Yeah.
rush, but is a sticky card.
Yeah, nice also 5,000 power on stick, and if he decides to KO it, gets a 6K in the hand to replace it. Homie saying Robin's so good at agreed. I love that deck. I think it's so much fun to see on camera. Lonely Dubot, dude, I actually beat Shanks last night. Hey, congrats! I love with the Robin deck even. Nice. It is a lot of fun. I'm running Supernova package with Kaido.
Oh, the
Linlin.
Kaido Linlin
Yeah.
cheese build.
That's such a good one. It's fun. It's fun to play, but I'm telling you, the statistics are not in your favor. 6K coming into life. What's Slacktide going to give him? Another 1K?
Maybe. Yep.
Yep. I like this brush in the life because you're going to get a lot of hand counter from this. They want to take the life on their own terms, not by the opponents. Well, Cavendish out, but you don't have stage either, so you wouldn't have been able to get the attack in anything, and there was
Yep.
nothing to attack. So, still, good utility card here.
DKish, hello.
DK. Sup, nerds? Hey, your package is in the mail, by the way. Congrats on the win the other day.
Okay, we're going 6-face.
Yeah, Tony did give the 2 for the rush here. And a subscription, thank you! All right, for the Prime sub. Grossi, thank you very much. Ooh, bottoming
trigger
here.
off of life to bottom deck.
But this one can replace itself.
No, not with bottom deck. It's only on KO.
It's only on KO. Oh, it is on KO. I thought that was... No, this is the one that you can dodge removal because it's removed by effect.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, sadly.
Also, Red Rock wouldn't do anything because it's only bottom deck 4 or less.
Alrighty. We got ourselves that rush ace and then nice little counter out from Porter and back to Porter's turn. We're at, what is it, 7 on turn?
Yep.
7
I
on
chose to
turn.
go first to deny aggro.
That makes sense. Yeah. What do you say is your worst matchup?
Shanks.
Shanks? Is it because of the rush or the control?
It's the fact that it's big guys with rush.
Makes sense. All right, here comes 8K coming into the Portcast Ace, one of the only ways to really remove it on the first time.
Yep. Also, just being able to filter through my hand.
It gets 2 2Ks on a hand. That's a lot of dedication to make sure that that thing lives. We'll find out what he gets out of
And
here.
for 3. Plus 6K to the Leo.
Oh, no way. Leo getting double attack. All
No,
right.
I don't think I had enough cards in trash for the double attack.
Okay,
but
still.
Just plus 6K, 8K power, Leo.
Right.
I believe Slacktide was like, said he wasn't expecting that and just
Right.
getting completely domed by that.
I would have not seen that coming. I was like, Leo just knocked out
All
my
right,
ace. Are
and we
you
finally
serious?
see the stage.
Right. Captain Literal says to Lonely Doombot, nice, good to hear. Shanks can be a rough to Robin. So I took a lot of testing to get the deck to be able to fight him, as well as some of the other decks she struggles against. Yeah. I'm glad you put in the work, though. See, the work pays off in the end. Love these Lakers Dawn that he's got here.
Yeah, I know, these are
beautiful.
really nice looking. These are excellent proxies.
Right. All the Straw Hats, including everyone's favorite Robin down there. You guys have to contact Slacktide and find out who his creator was. But there is an artist out there that's making these.
Yeah, I think I've seen a couple people with these.
I don't think they're that terribly expensive. Really nice to have. All right, Monkey D. Luffy coming in here. Rush, 5K. Going to use the activated ability to take 1 rested to the leader. Smart.
Yep.
Makes that
Could also
7K swing.
It's also 6K for the for the Luffy, and you can put the Luffy under it. So here it was to the Cavendish. I decided to just filter the card.
Makes sense. Here comes 7 into life.
Could be into the Leo.
I mean, fair. And here we go. 3 coming out for
Shreya.
Shreya blocker. All right, so this one once per turn can copy the power of a leader once per turn
Yep.
during combat. Really good. Captain Literal says, I gotta go. It's time for me to head to locals. Good luck, brother.
Good luck.
Win it all. I appreciate you being here, and thanks for that. I'll let you know if you win at the end of the day. And Matt Sopa, let's go. I'm at work and sending good vibes. Thank you, Matt Sopa. I appreciate it. Hope to see whoever deck you want to win. Here comes Rebecca Kama with the Luffy. And another Cavendish. Nice. Good board going wide like this. Still 2 open Dawn. And do you know what the trash is at? Do we know if Luffy's live? Or...
Luffy should be live here.
All right. We're going to attack into the active blocker here. Get this thing out of the way because stage is active now.
Yeah. Stage is such a good card.
Right. Those 2 decks are good, right? Both these decks are a lot of fun. They've seen a lot of good play in our regionals as well. 7K going to Luffy. We see 2. Got it. Tony Chopper. KO or blocking out from hand.
Yep. Now I'm going to Luffy. Put back 7.
And this should give you an opportunity because it just came out. It can only go against the Luffy, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. But still, a nice way to clean up the board and
Or I
leave
could
yourself.
just leave it active so
Okay.
that it can't be swung into.
Fair enough.
That is something I do quite frequently.
Yeah. Also, you don't have to worry about after attack, it can't restand, right?
Yeah, if I just leave it active.
Then, yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay. So, 7K optional to Luffy. We'll see if he passes. I like that. I like that that modal use of that ability here.
Yep, as you see, I just leave it.
Keeping it strong. Knows that Slacktide might start wanting to go board, especially having to face against 5 active characters. Now, the Leo's not that strong, but there are cards in this deck that make the Leo certainly pretty strong. So, definitely nothing to shake out with that nice little Leo out there.
So that Gum Gum Giant really put in the work.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're at 10 Dawn turn for Slack Tide. Oh, he's not going to be playing a big one rusher here, but we get a Sanji. Gonna attack, get that Rested Dawn. So the reason he played this out was to make sure he had that Rested Dawn for the Luffy attack. There we go,
Counter.
2K out. Here comes big swing from the leader here, 10K.
Into
Imagine this would go into Cavendish if I was him, but yeah.
I mean, doesn't feel great because I just Leer effect draw.
Yeah, it doesn't feel great, but at the same time, this board state's not a winning position by leaving you with any board state. So going out with the blocker, good
I
call.
still have board set. I still have the Rebecca. I still have the Leos. I still have the
He
bounce
can't
pad.
do anything. He doesn't have stage like you do.
Right.
So he's got to deal with what he can deal with. Like, you want to deal with something. Like,
I mean, stage doesn't do anything here. It's the Luffy that can make things attack active characters. The Luffy, it's just stage lets me attack the turn they're played.
Yeah. So it doesn't have the cards necessary to be able to attack anything like you can. All right,
Okay,
here we
here's
go.
Rebecca.
Rebecca search. This one Mills to search, right?
Yep. Adding another,
Are we gonna make Leo another big swing attacker?
maybe.
Maybe.
Could also make something actually big.
True. And do you have enough cards for another Monkey D. Luffy restand?
No, I don't think I do.
Yeah, it looks a little light here. I think you were at 2 after the last activation.
Right.
I do like the utility because you told me about the Monkey D. Luffy allows you to prevent yourself from decking out, right?
Yeah, no, which is really important to do stuff because you can find yourself in scenarios where you're decking out. So here I Red Rock Sanji, not ideal, but not terrible.
Right?
Now I still have 3 open, so I can potentially use the the King Kong gun.
You know, one of the things I don't think gets said enough about the Usopp deck, because of the way that it recycles through the deck and discards so much through it, like you said, you could deck yourself because you go through your deck so fast.
Yeah.
There's things like this Red Rock, that you could actually see again.
Yeah.
Even though you only have so many, like 2 copies, I think I saw in your deck, just
Yeah.
2. You only have 2. You could technically make it 4, and if the cards lined up right, it's not. But you could technically make it 4. Where other decks could.
It's why you can afford to run a lot of 1-0s. Countering out
wow.
of a 10k swing because it was the King Kong gun to Rebecca.
Yeah. Okay, here comes another one. 2K out. Slack Tide running out of cards out of hand here. I think he might actually have to take a hit. Do you have enough Dawn for another? Or are you trying to check to see if you can restand the Luffy?
Yep.
So is this life even worth taking? If you could.
No.
Yeah,
I'm going board here,
Okay.
100%. Or I'm just leaving it active.
that makes sense. And going for the last life, really not the greatest option against a leader that's just going to lose that life regardless.
Yeah.
Clean and board. There
Yeah, I
you go.
think it was like no cards in hand at this point, so.
Jeez. This is a closing tide here. Let's see if Slack Tide can somehow build up an attack that can get through. You don't have any blockers up, do you?
No.
But how many cards do you have? At least 5, yeah?
Yeah. I have like a pretty healthy hand, and it would have to be some sort of rush.
Mm-hmm. But no, we're loading up this Sanji for a 10k swing.
Yep, I'm just gonna take that. I don't care.
Yeah.
Another 10.
Not 10, but only with 2 open.
With only 2 open, that basically means, yeah.
Not the math pretty easy. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
just
no
saying
counter.
no 1K counter, dude.
Yeah,
Don't
I
worry
just
about it. You
want
got this. Slack Tide seeing the right on the wall gives it immediately as he should because that game was over. Porter, congratulations.
And
on
I
the
had
win.
another King Kong and hand.
Good grief! Another 10k swing from Rebecca. Who would have thought 10k from Rebecca? That's insane.
Me. Because I did.
Fair enough. Well, that means Porter's moving into our final round, and your opponent is
Greg.
I'm Blackbeard. Guys, I'm gonna
Very
get the.
favorable matchup for Usopp.
Is it really?
Yeah.
How many times have you tried this matchup?
A lot.
Oh yeah. Is
No,
it
I
with-
run this matchup a lot in Sim, and
Oh, okay.
it is very favored for Usopp.
Yeah, I'm glad that you get some sim practice with this deck. Were you playing it before the deck even got released?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that because you knew right at the get go this was going to be your deck, right?
I knew it was probably going to be one of the decks I wanted to build. It was going to be this and Green Yellow Law.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Get that. Oh, that is not what I want to push. Too many buttons. Let's see. What we're looking at. Another quick round, guys. Another blink and you miss it. Let's go into the finals here and get into those deck lists. After I get to done the shuffling, die roll. Here we go. Let's get in the deck list. Nope. Need to do that, and then I can go into the deck list. Alright, our decks here. God Usopp, go ahead and talk to me about it, would you?
I mean, we did just kind of cover it. You have these very powerful cards like Rebecca, Bounce Man, Kairos, Zoro, Cavendish, all doing really crazy things. King Kong Gun allowing you to boost things, Stage allowing you to attack characters the turn your characters are played. Cards that are very good in this matchup specifically are going to be things like your Red Rocks that can just get rid of a 10 cost. And Bounce Man being able to attack active characters sometimes is worth just loading up and swinging into a 10 cost Teach because they can't deal with that.
Sure. What do you think is the strongest card in this matchup?
Red Rock.
Red Rock?
Just instant out to 10 cost.
Excellent. And because both of you are really trying to play to the late game, right?
I mean, Usopp's more of a mid game deck, but it can definitely hold its own during the late game.
Okay. Yeah, and Teach definitely heavy on the late game here. And we're going to get to Teach next here. Marshall D. Teach, the Blackbeard himself. We've seen this deck already in round 1. It dominated that Shanks play. And what can we say? When you see 2 10-cost Marshall D. Teaches, 12k blockers, really hard for you to come back. This is the dreaded spot. But you said you can deal with this, yeah? Can you deal with 1-2 back-to-back?
Yes.
Because of the Red Rock or because of just the way the board works?
Red Rock, if I have Bounce Man up, I can deal with it. Like, and if they choose not to negate,
Sticky Beard.
yeah. If they choose not to negate the Bounce Man, then I'm very favored for that.
Right. Yeah, this is a very, very powerful deck that's been seeing a lot of play, and I think we'll see a lot more play in the future because we know how strong this ability is. Discard each turn, you can turn off your
I mean, it's
opponent's
not
on
going to be
plays.
great into the meta of the Luffy's. So honestly, we're going to probably see a bit less of this deck, actually.
Likely, because I think we'll see most of these people kind of lean over to the blue-purple and the green-purple Luffy decks that we're going to be seeing a lot more of. But this still sees play, guys. I'm still being seen out of the top 10 leaders that are being played in Asia at this point. Most of them green-purple and the blue-purple Luffy, but it's still within the meta. So I think either this is like the new Enel, where you have the diehards that are just never going to give up on this deck. And I'd arguably say this is one of the easier decks to put together. Considering 1 or 2 boxes, you have every single card you need for this deck.
Like, the only thing that's going to be hard is the Laboons, and the Laboons, honestly, aren't even mandatory anymore.
Yeah, especially with the new printing from 10. Yeah.
It's just like a tech card that Greg's running.
Yeah, it used to be a staple and necessary. Now, with 10 out, you've got replacements for it. Kuzan, probably arguably the most expensive of the new cards that just came out here. Probably the hardest one to get because, trust me, as a guy who's opened up a lot of OP09 boxes and seen a lot of openings, I've got play sets of this deck times 10 outside the Kuzan. Like, a lot of these
Kuzan was
cards.
from 10, so
Yeah.
I would be surprised if you had placed a Kuzan from 9.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like, out of all the cards, even the 3 boxes I've gotten from 10, I still only have 1. I think mostly because I gave them away. People are looking for these cards.
Right.
And I wasn't going to play it. So, I think I
It's
might
not
have
red,
one
of
copy.
course you won it.
It would probably go in the Sabo deck eventually. But I'm hoping for it to drop a little bit before I get it into, not Sabo, into Kobe.
No, it wouldn't go into Kobe.
It doesn't go into Kobe? Thank God. Okay, alright.
Because I believe Kobe protection is just Navy, not types that include Navy, so former Navy doesn't work with Kobe.
And going into what Instabol says, he believes that Laboon is important tech for our current meta here.
Or for our local meta,
Yeah, give up to one of your opponent's characters -4 cost during this turn. Yeah, I can see why. There's a lot of cards that this counters within our local meta. So Laboon, very nice answer to it. I like it. Like it a lot. Let's find out in the finals here. Not near as 5 minutes quick as Greg likes to do and push the quantities and the ability of my breath and ability to talk. We do have a quick 15-minute matchup here.
Right.
All right. So the
So yeah,
do you want to
Kobe
win
is
it? Sorry.
Kobe is only Navy cards, so you don't need the Kuzan,
Oh, okay.
because that's former Navy.
Oh, okay.
So Greg won the die roll here, so it's his pick. He's probably picking second.
Kinetic says, just wait, the eShow deck is coming to locals. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to see it.
Show's neat, especially with some of the newer cards from 10.
Very underloved leader there. Would love to see it. Same. Insimal. I'd love to see it. But you said he won the die roll, but is the die roll important for this matchup, you think?
Yeah, because I want to be going second. He wants to be going second.
So you're really fighting for that going second. Okay, and then you lost the die roll, you said.
Yeah.
So going to be on the back foot here for you, but as you said, this is a good matchup for you. So
Yeah, no, it's favored. Even if I lose the die roll, it's just winning the die roll basically
it makes it easier.
guarantees the win.
Is there anything in the game itself that you feel in your deck right now that just there's a reason why it's favored? Is it all around just because you can attack
I'm
the
just more
board?
aggro. I'm just more aggro, and
Is it the way that you
I
can
have
attack?
red rocks.
You have red rocks, and I think the fact that you can attack Burgess,
Yeah.
and because you notice that like a lot of Blackbeard decks, they don't attack with Burgess until it's got a high enough power to defend itself for an easy K counter. Like you kind of punish early game Burgess plays. Would you agree or disagree?
Yes.
And you even have the card for it right now in your hands, Monkey D. Luffy from the Mulligan. Let's see if that pays off for you. We'll see if it comes in there. Homie's saying, do you think black or blue will stay with Dressrosa or will be given Dressrosa another
I mean,
color?
Dressrosa also has some cards for yellow, so
Yeah, from the older sets. I don't think we might even visit Dressrosa again in the near future. I'd say about 2 years from now. How long has it been since the last time we were Dressrosa? 2 years?
I mean, the last time we saw Dressrosa was a couple months ago with 10, or was it like a month ago with 10?
Well, I mean before that. Because
It was OP4.
so just about 2 years ago? Because it's a 3-year-old game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just about 2 years ago. So maybe in about 2 years we'll probably see Dressrosa again. It is a favored for a lot of people. I know my friend's right now watching it and just loves it. He's like, I don't know why people said this is boring. This is a great arc. All right, using that ability to attack into that. What's his name? Lafayette?
Lafitte.
Lafitte. One of the things that's neat about the Lafitte is it works as a pseudo blocker, demands a response.
Or I
when it
use
gets
my
out
own
there.
blocker to hit into his pseudo
Yeah.
blocker.
Yeah, I love that. So his pseudo blocker just got knocked out by a blocker for real. For real. All right, stage online here for both players. Strong start for both players. Let's see if who can take the advantage here. Right now, Greg with no board and you with a board state. Let's see if Greg goes after that blocker.
Doubt
Nope,
it.
going 8 life. Okay, trying to put you in the back foot, trying to take advantage of the fact you're 4 to his 5 life. All right, back to Porter. We're standing here. Simone says Usopp is favored, but it's not like 7-3 matchup. It's closer to 50.
Honestly, I have felt like I never like Blackbeard can take it sometimes, but it feels like super heavily in Usopp's favor. Like I've never really struggled against Blackbeard.
Okay. Like you remember early on that the early aggression against this deck kind of important. It's kind of interesting because it does stop your late game go wide strategy with the killing your own plays.
Yeah, I don't care. Like honestly, yeah, I don't care about the Rebekahs in this matchup. I can do just fine without them.
All right, going 6 Dawn turn for Greg here. No board state, unfortunately, for himself here. Going to go into It's My Era. Search on the top of his deck. Gets another, what's that event called again? Black, do you remember?
Gets what?
The event, the 4-cost event. It's
Black Hole.
Black Hole, thank you.
Although
Yeah.
Black Hole doesn't kill anything here without doing immediate reduction otherwise, which
Yeah.
he had to use for the Strongers to actually get rid of my
Cavendish.
Cavendish, and I still get the draw.
Nice. 5K in here, gets an easy counter out from the leader swing, and it should be a pass back to Porter here. Homie saying, doing the rewatch, and I got to go Fishman Island, in my opinion, gets much hate. The remake definitely makes it even better. I agree it makes it better. I don't know which arc gets the most hate, the Foxy arc, because everyone thinks it's
Longland?
filler. Or Longland, yeah.
Yeah, that's what the Foxy arc is.
Yeah. And it's because everyone thinks it's filler. I don't think it's filler. I think it actually has implications.
Yeah.
But
And again, I think Fishman Island is a very overhated arc. It's actually very solid. You just have to ignore Sanji.
yeah, and I think, especially the anime, because they really did him dirty.
I mean, the anime. I'm a manga reader, not an anime watcher, so
Yeah, it gets worse. Like the anime's been doing Sanji really bad lately. It's been pretty noticeable.
I've noticed.
Yeah. And Simone says I enjoyed the first Foxy arc. I thought it was enjoyable. I think it's campy. It gets out there. It seems a little different than the rest of the series, and it definitely has
Yeah.
implications.
I mean, the
the
anime made
story.
it twice as long as it was in the manga, so
Yeah.
like they had 3 more games in the anime versus only so it was 6 games in the anime versus 3 in the manga, which was frustrating, but like so there was a lot of filler in that one, but it is not a filler arc.
Right. And Fishman, really, a lot of people just thought it was just like too easy of a win, but you forget the point of what Fishman was.
Yeah,
they were
no.
just on a break. Everyone was getting a power up. Now we need to see what that power up was.
Right, and the conflict with Fishman wasn't necessarily a physical conflict. It was like the political conflict of how do we navigate this situation where if we're just the humans who come in and beat up the Fishman,
Yeah.
that doesn't actually change anything. We can't just like go in there and beat them up. We actually need to like win over the people and actually like break this cycle of hatred that Hody represented.
Absolutely. And important to happen from a lot of Straw Hat Pirate crew that have been negatively affected by Hody. And,
Right. I mean,
Right.
like the mentality of Fishmen, like specifically Nami having to reconcile with Jinbei, releasing Arlong back out
That was
to
huge. Yeah.
torture her home.
Just there's a lot of underlying great messaging that comes with that message on top of just delivering on what we all wanted to see, because we've done that 2-year time skip. We saw everyone was trying to train and get stronger, and we did miss a lot of like their training arc, if you will, to see what it was. And this was our opportunity to see how stronger they got. I'm sure we got to see the baboon fights with Zoro, but we never really got to see the training development from Mihawk until that time. And then we're like, man, this is really strong. All right, here we go. Starting off with our first big Jesus Burgess trying to turn the curve. Greg trying to take control of this game. Can stop KO cards, but can't stop big rocks. Can't stop the gravity blade. You don't play? You don't play?
Not in this build. I don't think it's great into our local meta right now. If there were more go wide decks, I'd want to run it, but right now, like the deck space is really tight, and I think it just competes for space with other cards that I'd rather be playing into our local meta.
That's fair. I will say that you can run a lower count in your deck, and because of how fast you turn through your deck, you could see them more frequently. So you have the luxury in this deck to be able to run lower copies of it, and almost guarantee you see it every game. So something to think about with this, because you turn through it. Homie says Zoro would have been beaten Hody if not for being underwater and the pills. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but again, that wouldn't have actually defeated the conflict in the arc, because what, you want to see Zoro beat up another minority? That's not actually going to help solve the problem.
Right. Finger pistol out of life, KOing the Rebecca of all things, because it was the only legal target. Yeah. But gets at least another attacker away
And
from
it makes
Porter.
the Burgess bigger.
That's so true. Now this one gonna require. This is your turn, so you do have the opportunity to use this Monkey D. Luffy, especially with the size of your graveyard right now. It looks pretty healthy.
Yep.
You could be able to attack this Burgess and try to get rid of it.
If I want to put Dawn to it, I'm not sure if I want to. I'm obviously thinking this through. It's been a while. I don't remember the exact mental state I was in.
Oh, so we're loading up big. Big swing here. 5 underneath. That's 12k attack for
12.
another attack potential. Are we gonna see it?
No.
Oh, interesting. You didn't have enough in your yard?
I don't know. I don't remember.
She's demanding the pets. 10 Dawn turn for Greg. Let's see if he can pop out a Blackbeard. He's gonna need to turn off the attacks from this Monkey D. Luffy. Hey girl. I know, you're excited. He's got a nice little 9k body on this Jesus Burgess here, and gonna follow it up with a Shiryu.
That was the search off of
The search
full
from
lead.
Okay.
Here we see 10.
Here's the 10 cost. Locking up the leader effect. Does that do anything?
It means I don't get the draw feed KO something.
Okay.
So actually, yes, it does matter.
Okay. And big swing, 9k. Is this going to go into Luffy? Nope, going into life. And a take from Porter. 2-1. It's getting really close to the end of the line here. But we got a 12k blocker for Greg. A lockdown Luffy for Porter. And 10 Dawn and Stage. Healthy hand for Porter. It doesn't look like Greg has a... From the reflection in his cards, I can see, 4 cards in hand?
Alright, I'm about to do a magic trick. You will
Ooh.
now see this 10 drop disappear.
Ouch. And that is why that card is so good and sees even more play. The Doffy decks we saw during the regionals running 4 copies of this card because it is just so good in this meta.
Nope, swing 7. Did Greg counter out? Yeah,
it looks like he
must
did.
have.
Yep. And then we're going to put out a blocker to turn it back. 10 costs. Let's see if Greg can follow it up with another Marshall D. Teach. Really needs to keep that up there. Use the stage to do a search. Maybe he's looking for it.
All right, we're at 10k Burgess
Yes.
now.
Wow. And gets stronger off the top. Don't know if he has the 10k in hand. Yeah, he does. Here comes another Marshall D. Teach locking up the same two. Oh, locking up the attack, Marshall D. Teach, and I'm sorry, Monkey D. Luffy, and locking down the ability. 5k into life, an easy 1k counter. 10k into life, do we just take? So asking for a lot of cards. Gets the blocker.
Thinking, yeah.
Okay, gets the blocker. And that should do it for Greg's turn. See if he discards to stop the on-plays. Does not discard.
Yes, he did. The full lead was putting
Oh.
that.
That's what the represent.
Yeah.
That's what they were. Okay, sorry. Thank you. Glad you're here to recognize that, because I don't know what the dice on the full lead would have meant. But yes, discarding, so no on plays, no Rebecca going wide strategy for here.
I mean, I know I'm not going to get a Rebecca out of this.
Yeah, 7k. 7 Dawn underneath leader. It looks like we got ourselves a big 12k swing trying to get. What was happening here?
He blocked with the
That's a blocker. Okay,
the Vasco shot's a blocker.
my bad. I thought Vasco shots was something else. It's like, why didn't he block where the Marshall D. Teach? Get some Ulsos. I don't think I should block there now, because I could block with Teach and counter to keep the extra blocker. That's what I was thinking myself here. A nice little 12k swing from lead with a simple 1k block, but yeah, want to keep those blockers as much as possible. Looking like we got the Bartolomeo blocker removed here. A big swing here from lead. 9 coming to life. Looks like we're going to counter out from hand. Nice.
That was 10.
Coming in for 10. Wants to make sure that
Taking that one,
big.
getting the trigger to cycle.
Nice. Trigger from life here. Draw 2, or draw 3, discard 2. Nice little graceful charity. Now Greg with a decision, do I attack it and take his last life and lose my blocker, or leave it stood up? I like the early counter from there to force him to keep the Teach active.
Yeah.
Because that's like the thing that people might not be seeing. Like the way that you early blocked, you didn't try to trap him, right? With getting him to tap this down and then having to deal with it. You countered out of a big swing with a lot of cards out of your hand to force him to keep this active.
Right. And honestly, the cards I countered out with were 2 Toy Soldiers. I have a Zoro in hand. Originally, I was hoping to keep those Toy Soldiers in hand to double Toy Soldier Zoro kill the blocker, but I needed the counter.
Yeah. Well, now you've got a perfect yard for the Monkey D. Luffy, right? So you got
Yeah,
1
and
life.
It is alive now,
Yeah.
which is important.
So there's potential that you could get another one of these 3 cost. Load this up here. Now just gonna regular 7k swing, trying to get an easy block out of Teach. Just gonna take. Interesting. Okay. All right. Greg, not nervous of a restand Luffy big swing here. Here comes
9.
9. I guess he's trying to get this block out of Teach here. Here's an easy block from Teach.
Nope. Now I restand, put everything else on, and Greg does not have enough cards in hand to.
So why did you not load the 5 up first?
Because I didn't need to.
Okay. All right. Is it a head game here? Because you want
I don't know. I just didn't feel like it.
like the optimal play would load up 5, but is there like maybe something to
Well,
it?
if he was able to counter out of the 9,
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Oh, he only had 2 cards in hand. He wouldn't have been able to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why I did the things I did. I did though, and I still won the game.
Fair enough. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like optimally, if you're gonna get those 2 swings in for the best amount of attacks, that's the way you do
I mean,
it.
I
right?
didn't need to though. Was
Sure.
the thing is he only had 1 card in hand.
Yeah. And that's why I was kind of curious, like if there was like some kind of head game you wanted to make sure that make
I
him
mean,
think.
it was like if there was something that I wasn't thinking of, I would have more gone to go for something else and pivot my strategy if needed be.
Yeah, I like that. Congratulations, Porter, on his first win of the season. He is currently our leader. We're going to get that thing pulled up here in just a
That
moment.
is not correct.
There we go. He is our second place up there, up towards the top here, making the race legit here. I need to get the wheel set up because we are going to do the wheel and get things kicked off here because that is the end of this tournament for week 2, part 1 of this series. Next week we'll be doing the Saturday event, so we'll be covering the part 2 of this week 2. said to him for the Saturday. Let's see, who are we missing here? Is Joe in here?
Pedro.
Yeah, DK-ish.
Mansoba.
Mad Soba. I think we got.
I think that should be everyone.
Yeah.
Let's check YouTube. No, YouTube's fine.
Yeah, YouTube has gotten a new update in a while. Lonely Do Butts. Someone I'm concerned
He's
about.
in there.
There he is. No, you got an early talk. All right. Looks like we're doing well with there. Etzimol, thank you for the stream. Have a good one. Hey, Etzimol, you can win again. Don't forget, you have a pack waiting for you in the studio.
Yeah, the beat up pack that we accidentally dropped on the floor.
It's a pack. It's free. Thanks so much for being here. Etzimol, appreciate you. We're going to give this pack giveaway and our leaderboard update. And a shout out to Greg as he's trying to leave before we give him his shout out. Greg is our current leader by 1 solid point, streaming for that one
Wolf should have
MVP.
one more point than he does because he was the president. Or no, because it's one.
It's one per week. Yep.
Yeah.
So 6 points here for Greg, 5 points for Greg for Porter. Slack tied at 5, so a nice little neck and neck chase here. Obviously, Porter's win put him ahead in that 5-5 matchup. Wolf. Probably going to see him this weekend, get some points because he was missing this Tuesday. Big Merc, Ver, Colin, the rest of you guys putting up some good results in our board up to 16. As we get new players, this is going to get a lot more full and a lot more competitive for our top places here. But the race is on. Greg, right now, currently in the lead. Putting your money to see if you think he is going to win it all. And I mean figuratively with the money, by the way. There's no real gambling here. Fun stream? Yeah, thanks, Helmy. Appreciate it. All right, let's go.
Store credit up on the line, so
Yeah, that's fair. So, first winner is DK-ish with the
by
subscription.
just a little sliver.
Right?
Subscribed.
I feel,
DK
honestly,
subscribed and
yeah.
now.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I have my own theories back here. I don't do anything with this wheel. It's a wheel of names. Everybody uses this app. Every streamer in their right mind uses this thing. But I'm starting to think like the wheel, as I can't even connect this to my channel anymore. It still knows. It secretly knows. It used to be connected with the exclamation point join, like right above my head. It used to be directly. It's not even connected anymore. And even after it's not connected, it still seems to sway towards things. It's like
You have malware on your computer, man.
it could be. It could be. I think maybe it is rigged. Maybe it is rigged. I don't know. I'm not doing it. I know that Little Pound Cake promised. Who was it? Who did he promise he was going to rig it for? Because I don't think he did it for DK-ish. He's like, I got you, homie. What was it? Was Lonely Dude Body was going to rig it for? As a joke, obviously. Little Pound Cake. It's going to be no. Damn it. Just remember I heard Craig cheats. I don't remember that chat. It's badass. One, because I wasn't there. Means it's not that bad. We're gonna find out. It's coming. What you got?
Oh, I think the chat's it's
It's
gone.
gone?
So
Okay, we don't even know.
It might be up there, maybe.
Yeah, it's not worth dwelling over. But I don't think it was DK-ish.
No, I
DK-ish
think
came in
DK
late.
came later.
So DK-ish, congratulations on your pack. And
Oh, it was. I got you found that Lonely Doom bot.
Lonely Dubai, that's what I thought. Yeah, so clearly he didn't work it that way. So DK-ish, I feel bad because I literally just sent you a package, but now you're gonna get another one. So I gotta fill out this envelope. I think you still have your information, so you should be good. So let's see what you're going home with. We got 1 hit from this box, guys. 1 guaranteed left, maybe 2. We'll find out. Okay, 1 guaranteed left. Jimbei, Capote, Gecko Moria, Boa, the Snake Girl, Slow Beam, Spandam, Koala. You know, honestly, a lot of people realize this is the first time that this was Koala. This was our Koala, the same Koala. Like, a lot of people didn't know when they saw her backstory, which is sad. It's very sad, by the way. They didn't know that this was the same character as the Revolutionary Army one.
The Revolutionary Army one wasn't revealed as a character first.
Mm-hmm.
So it was
Salome.
a development that we learned that in Dressrosa that Koala joined the Revolutionary Army afterwards.
Yeah. Item in Mizu and Keribu. Our first rare, Otama. And Jimbei. I used to get so excited with these. Hold on to it, buddy. It might come back someday. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Who knows? We could get a legacy format at one point where
There-
it's legal.
If we clipped every single time I opened up packs, there's probably about 6 times where I went, Jimmy! Jimmy! We got ourselves a huge win!
And it was a huge win before it got banned.
It was. Now it's nothing. Our poor Jimmy. DKH, congratulations. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I can't control the ban list. I can't control these things.
No, he makes the ban list. This is all his fault. Bandai asked
See-
him specifically for the
Oh,
ban
yeah. I
list.
studied this thing through and through. They're like, we need some G-Thaw on this. Okay.
And so they chose you.
That's got layers of jokes right there. All right, let's find out who our next and final winner is. As always, you can only win one per stream here. Let's see. Let's see how the wheel has rigged itself again to...
Hey, Joe.
Yeah. Hey, Joe! In the chat, congratulations, hey, Joe! Another pack. Let's hope you collect these ones faster than you did your last one. Good grief. Something's not muted here. What's going on? Oh, that one's not muted. It's been really low. Just heard myself back in my own stream. I was like, what the heck? All right, congratulations to Hey Joe. We got the last pack, and we're going to go... Yeah, while I'm doing this, you want to find out someone good to raid. Let's see. I'll refresh this and we'll open this pack. Tell me who do you think we should raid. Midnight, you were so close. I'm sorry. All right. Hey, Joe, let's see if you get one of those 2 hits. Doesn't look like a leader pack. Doesn't look like a leader pack. You don't have to pick just yet. Just giving you some looking. Scratch Manapoo, Buckin, Edison, Tonjeet, Island of Women, Dice, York, Gina, Bartolomeo, Shaka, in Manga We Trust. Let's hope. Let's hope. Outlook 3, please. Is this going to be the manga? Is this finally going to be it? Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Monkey D. Dragon. A lot of people looking for this one. That's a good SR hit. That's what I like to say. There we go. Finally, something good. Not a hit, though. It means there's guaranteed 1 still left. Out of the 8 packs, did we say? Or we have 6 packs? What did we say we got left?
We have 6 left.
We have 6 left. Yeah, 6 left. Guys, 6 packs left. That means out of this, at least 1 hit, if not 2. 2 SRs is a good day, right, homie? Very, very good day. It means, though, we still have 2 maybe hits left. 1 guaranteed out of this box before we're going to move over to the new EB01 box. I'm going to pick up from Daddy Lifelink next week and make sure we have it ready for our community box. It'll be one of the 2 boxes I'm allowed to buy, and one's going to go out to you. So, really appreciate it. I appreciate you guys being here. Hey, Joe, we're going to write this down. Who are we rating today?
I think we'll just raid Mr. Voodoo.
Oh, Mr. Voodoo's on. I haven't seen him in a while. All right, Mr. Voodoo, another great creator. This guy also has a great YouTube channel. Really good on, if you guys follow him on X and the rest of his socials. He's actually got some great commentary. So we're going to raid Mr. Voodoo. Give him a shout out for me, if you will, guys. I really appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for enjoying the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I always do enjoy my time with you guys here. Tomorrow we'll be going live with Pokemon and giving away 2 Pokemon packs, so stick around for that. And then Saturday we have a big day of Magic the Gathering, some recording for One Piece, and on Sunday we're going to show you guys the RCQ that I participated in on Saturday, along with me and Nico in the studio to go over the regional championship qualifier. And how many rounds? I don't know, because the game of Magic, it's about playing less Magic for some reason. If you guys get that joke. It's one of the funny things in Magic. It's like you want to go 3-0 and then just double draw in and then play 2 matches and then draw in for the win. So the best games in Magic are the least amount of Magic played. Weird. All right, guys. As always, stay hum, bro.
See ya. What are you waiting for?
Your fingers to come up because of the delay. It cuts off at the delay when you went up with your fingers like that.
Okay.
I knew it was over.